Recording now.
All
Wow.
right.
Wow.
Banana in 3, 2, 1.
Banana.
The yawniest. Good job.
So
I
tired.
take the banana seriously. I like proper lead into the mic so you can see those spikes from space.
I mean,
I-
I appreciate it, but
You can see that banana from space. There's no way you could miss it for anything else. It's very important, which is the entire bloody point of
John-
banana.
the normal
Yes.
sync point I get from Daniel is a single mouse click, I assure you.
Yeah, I know. Just do
Well,
one mouse
you've
click
seen
and
my
you get that.
footage before. Like, I begin every video with 16.5 minutes of me going up, 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 down, 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 up.
You know what
down,
annoys
down,
me
down,
about that, though?
Up, up, up. Now I'm going to do this, and now I'm going
it's
to do
somehow-
that.
yeah, but
Mouse
the-
spinning 3 times in a circle.
No, John, that, right? The problem is, it's more obvious, but also less precise.
Yeah.
Because a mouse click, you sync it exactly to a frame. When you're going up, down, down, where the... at what point... It's not
when you
frame
hear
specific.
the noise of the cursor moving, if like the menu's go
No, but what are
when
you
you're
singing?
kind of moving
but
the
what-
thing,
but-
it's-
but-
the
but-
word
but-
down falls on the pop.
That's imprecise.
It's incredibly
A
precise.
single click.
It
Useless.
is a single click. It's a boop. That's basically a click, but for consoles where you can't click.
You're saying
get a
up, up,
click on
down. I'm
consoles.
saying there's a click on both ends. I get a click of the mouse and I get a click in the game. And you, but one side is you going up, up, down, down, and the other side is up, up, boop, 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 boop. Like, it's bad sync point. That's what
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the PodCats! Yeah!
We've got Matt Bot with us today. Hell, bloody hell.
We should just fade in somewhere during that argument between the two of you. Well, I just sit here spinning my fidget Rubik's Cube because I am
Wait,
a child.
spinning a Rubik's Cube.
Oh, I've got a fidget spinner that's also a Rubik's Cube.
So what, it doesn't like click like satisfyingly. It like just freely rotates.
It's a fidget spinner,
Yeah.
but it's also a Rubik's Cube.
I feel like that would get in the way
same
because the whole point of a Rubik's Cube is when you've like locked it into a position, it stays there till you
No,
make
John,
the effort. Like,
John,
this feels like you'd lose
John,
it.
no, I don't think you understand, John. Right? It's a
No,
Rubik's Cube.
I am
No.
struggling to see how you would fit so many fidget. How
No,
you could
John,
get a
John,
Rubik's
no,
Cube.
listen, John, listen, right. So the spinning of the fidget spinner is unrelated to the mechanism of the Rubik's Cube.
My version's better because my version's like 9 fidget spinners somehow arranged in a 3-dimensional object where they can all rotate in 3 different orientations.
Also a Rubik's sphere, basically.
Yes, kind of. Yes.
Is that like a Dyson sphere?
But shit.
Just a judge. Have you ever seen the film Cube?
That's the one where they're trapped in the cube, right?
Yeah, that's the one where they're trapped in
And
all the
it's
cubes.
really bloody weird, and I'm not sure
Yeah.
it's ever explained what the bloody hell's going on aside from aliens done it.
I thought it was like a government conspiracy
Oh, it's
to
the
test
one starring
people
Esri
on
Dax. I've seen that.
some shit.
I don't remember
It's
it.
got David Hewitt in as well.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like what's it? It's good. It's a good way of doing low budget horror and shit because it's just literally one set with different lights.
But there's a danger with doing a film where your setup is everybody's trapped in a mysterious room. Why are they there? Because the answer why they're there is never satisfying. There's always some bullshit reason that's not as satisfying as just watching them try to figure out why they're in the cube.
Which is why you do character development along the way, unless you're J.J. Abrams, in which case you care about the cube. God damn it!
Yeah, the cube's more important than
you
the
care
people in
about the cube, and you're like, no, the cube's going to do something really big, and then it doesn't ever.
Do you think the
And then the
Saw counts
series
as a
ends.
people trapped in a cube movie? Just they're technically not in a cube, but they functionally are trapped in a cube.
That's
It's
just
just
a
a
bottle.
cube-shaped.
That's just a bottle. What?
It's just a room in it. It's just
Yeah.
trapped in a room.
Yeah, but they're trapped in the space, and there's a bit of a mystery and there's like a puzzle to figure out, which is basically a cube story. But like, you don't need to be in a cube to be in a
I mean,
cube.
sorry. At what point are you gonna like? Fuck this.
I woke up like 10 minutes ago.
my
I'm
life
dying
was
over
like,
here.
oh, I'm gonna be running anywhere from 3 seconds to 20 hours late, and just
I said a few minutes, and I was a few minutes late.
And then you were like, oh,
John,
my oven's
confirm.
exploded. Yeah, we were like, oh, my oven's exploded, and nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I was
oh,
killed
shit.
by the oven, clearly.
Oh, the fields are on fire. Shit, all my crops
the
are.
fields.
All my
My
crops
crops,
are
yeah,
on
I'm a
fire.
farmer.
Oh,
Is
my
this translated to
corn.
Tosla? Is he a farmer now?
I've actually...
The
yeah,
book
no,
didn't work.
I-
The book didn't work out, so he's just trying to, he's giving wheat a go.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta give wheat a go. I'm just saying. Like, fuck the celiacs. Give wheat a go.
I don't understand the number of you see this in like fiction a lot where someone's like, oh yes, I can't wait to retire onto this little farm and I'll have my own farm. So why would that be your dream? Farming sounds like such hard work. You have to get up super early and do a lot of manual labour. Like, that is not a thing to look forward to retiring to. That's a thing to retire from as fast as possible. To go and do something that's not farming.
It's what the rock stars do. The good rock stars all retire to a farm. They have somebody else run the farm, but then they get to walk around a farm.
Yeah, that's a better way of doing it right there. But, farming's like gardening, but, 100 times more work. And also a lot more repetitive. And you can't make it pretty.
100 times more. I'm pretty sure it's usually even more than that, John.
Probably more than that, yes. But then again, you don't have a combine harvester if you're in a garden.
How big is your fucking garden, John, that you can...
Well, actually, wait, how big's a farm? Well, I guess, wait, how many fields?
Large.
How many fields do you get in an average farm? Because I know how big a farmer's field is, but how many fields is it per farm? How big is, a farmer holding?
Have a Google.
The amount of fields is also different to what they're doing. Are they growing crops? Do they have cattle? Are they great? What are they doing? Usually, though,
but isn't the point they rotate them? So it'd be the same rough size of field, just 1 year they're doing animals, 1 year they're bringing the crops again to, let the ground rest or whatever.
Some of them do, and some of them don't.
Different. It's because different plants take up different things, and it's suddenly... I don't see. This is the thing I know. I'm going to say now. I don't know fuck all about. All I know about farming is everything I've learned from Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing, which is such a bad basis of learning about farming.
Mm-hmm. I've learned that sheep make you sad, and that if you're already famous, you can open a tiny shop. That's what I've learned.
I thought I'd found a really good mathematical answer, but it turned out to be the Steam discussions about a farming game. So it may not necessarily apply. It gave me a really, really specific answer. It's 6 to 9. 6 to 9 fields per farm. So, that's really interesting that farmers have this very... that's a farming game. Okay. Yeah. Possibly real farmers. It's not. I
suppose you wouldn't want to go based on the amount of fields. You'd want to go based on the amount of acres
or hectares.
But wouldn't you want to have roughly surely there must be a sensible size of fields, which everyone broadly conforms with.
I don't know, it's some random British measurement, it's the measurement of 70 beans times by the weight of the sun that day.
Don't bring that shit to us. We're metric boys. This is the country of metric. It's also actually this is the country of who gives a shit.
No, but no, Daniel. Right? We're free from Europe now. We can use imperial measurements again, and we are, and we will.
No.
We will.
Okay,
I've
learned of a new problem, which... I've discovered a problem, guys.
Yep, here we go.
I think possibly farming video games have ruined Google for farmers. If farmers Google anything, it's nothing but cocking farming video games. And there's no actual useful information for farmers anymore. We've ruined it.
Farmers, notable for using Google throughout all the history of farming.
Well, yes, I don't believe they just kind of, are still getting oxen to pull their plows, Matt. I'm sure they've moved with the time.
Yeah,
they're probably digital crops now. We don't actually grow wheat anymore. It's all just non-fungible wheat
so you've just
on the blockchain.
You've just complained about farming games and then
NF wheat. It's just wheat with a shit picture of a monkey on it.
Did you see what happened today? Did you see what happened today on Twitter?
Does it involve a farm?
No, Twitter is introducing NFT profile pictures.
Was that actually a hoax, though? Because I wasn't 100% sure whether that was real or not.
No, here's the amazing thing about it, right? It lets you put your own NFTs on Twitter and be like, use it as a profile picture. And then someone found out that you can right-click them and save them and make a new NFT from the thing you save. And they said, and I quote, that defeats the point. Shit! The NFT bros have discovered copy and paste. What are they going to do next?
I'll tell you what. Did you see the Dune story?
The Dune story?
Oh, the book that they are supposedly destroying?
Jodorowsky's Dune, which was an attempt at making Dune, which is a wieldly, impossible book to make a film out of based on all the films that there have been.
Yes.
Well, this made one that seemed to get pretty good reviews.
The most recent one's only half the story, though.
It is only half the story. It literally is... It's an 8-hour film that just abruptly stops halfway through.
Wait, it was 4 hours long?
Oh, it sounds like you.
No, it was 3 hours.
That's too long. After a certain point, I'm not going to the cinema. I was thinking I might want to go see the new Batman, then I heard, it's 3 hours. I was like, fuck that. I'm not
It's
sitting there
3
for 3
hours.
hours.
Yeah, it's 3 hours.
I don't like
doesn't
Batman
need
enough to
3
be
hours.
to be going to
No.
sit through the final act being like, I really want to pee, but I also want to see whether Batman
this is the
defeats
thing.
the Riddler.
Oh,
Fuck,
no,
he's
that
going to
happened to
defeat the Riddler. I'm going to the bathroom.
Genuinely, that happened to me in Dune. I was sat there desperately needing a piss, and nothing had happened. He was literally, for the last hour of the film, silently walking through a desert. And nothing happened. Nothing. Somehow
I feel like that. I feel like a YouTube editor would be able to get some out of that.
No,
I
genuinely.
think they need to lend this into Hollywood because we're good at just cutting out the faff and shit.
But this is the weird thing about it. The
John,
film...
your video's like 8 hours long yourself. What the fuck are you talking about?
He's got a point. Although, yeah, but John records for like 70 hours, then cuts it down to like fucking
Then gets
2,
down to
you know.
30 minutes. The rest of
Yeah.
it just in the bin.
I record for 10 minutes and managed to get 20 minutes out of it. I still don't know how I do it anymore. That good. I'm Ultra Instinct YouTube. I'm just fucking, it's the speed. Have you ever seen the original Dune? Like the original Dune? I've never managed to get past the introduction.
The one with Patrick
Wow.
Stewart.
The one Patrick Stewart, but some woman just explains the plot to you for a while, and it's like King Arthur is Spartacus of the sizes of the thing, and they've got a planet, and it's called Smoothie.
No, but this is the problem. The new film doesn't do that at all, so you don't know what's going on. Both times it doesn't work. So, because it does the Star Wars thing, right? We're trying to be like, oh shit, it's a big sci-fi world. You've got to somehow set it up. And the first, as you say, it just does this big exposition thing, which doesn't make any sense. And the new film goes, oh no, we're going to do it.
Matt,
another way.
I'm going to need you to vaguely explain the concept of Dune to me because I've not read the book or seen the film.
Okay, so this is what I gathered from the film, right? So, right, there's a load of people. It's imagine space, but feudal. Right?
So like, there's like little planets who report into bigger planets, and then they report into the fuck off big planets.
Yeah, pretty much, right? And there's these big families, and then a group of witches are controlling everything, and
Wait, so they're further up the feudal chain, or is this unofficial?
no, just listen, wait. There's a group of witches controlling everything from the shadows secretly, and
the Illuminati.
for interstellar travel to be possible, a load of big space worms need to do cocaine. And the cocaine only grows in the desert of one planet called Arrakis. So whoever controls Arrakis controls everything and gets all the space cocaine, so the space worms can do the space navigation. Now,
So logically, whoever's top of the feudal chain, like the emperor or whatever, he personally holds that planet, therefore, because it's so important.
well, this is the plot of the film. It's who's controlling this planet. But here's the weird thing: they happen to gloss over how the fuck anyone got anywhere prior to them finding this planet full of fucking space cocaine.
Really slow arc ships where everyone's in cryosleep. Like that film
Yay.
In
Passengers.
the original film.
God, not like that film Passengers, please.
in the
That's
original-
terrifying.
You know what I learned about the film Passengers just today that I was so happy to learn?
What?
The voice, the woman who does the voice of the ship that says all the, reassuring things like, you are all about to die because there's no oxygen, is the same woman who does the London Underground announcements. They got her in. They got the London Underground announcement. The same woman who says, the next stop is Piccadilly Circus. She's the voice of the ship in Passengers.
Good for them.
It's amazing.
I think that's super cool. And she's like a well-known, like a hugely prominent voice actress who does like all the things. Like someone who was making Passengers was just, I really enjoy the voice of that woman who does the Underground. Find her and bring her to Hollywood. We're making her be the voice of the ship.
You know, I
think that's really lovely.
I had a good time with Passengers, but only because the trailer misled me.
Is that's the one where Mario tries to like rape a woman in space, right?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it should be a horror film about a woman discovering she's been lied to.
No, yeah, but this is the thing I quite like.
But it's not.
The trailer
it's a romantic comedy.
The trailer of the film is all like it just does it like from her perspective. So the trailer's from her perspective. It's all like, they've woken up at the same time, and you watch the film. The first half an hour is Chris Pratt being like going space insane. Mm-hmm. He's going space insane, and then it's like whoa, and then the film is progressing, and then she finds out it's like, oh shit, he's creepy space Hitler, and then
she gets over it really fast.
Yeah, no, if the film ended with a death and her going, fine, because human complicated. If the end result of that film was, human complicated, that would have been fine. But the end result of the film was, they in love now and they made a house and had children. And I'm like, oh.
And then there's this weird moment where the gravity goes, so a swimming pool becomes a sphere, and she's trapped in it, but she can't swim to any of the surfaces because there's no gravity. Like, that's not what? No. Yes, she could.
No, that's
she can just swim through the water to any of the surfaces. Why would she be trapped in the centre because there's no gravity?
John, I have a question.
Why would the water make a sphere if there was no gravity?
Wait, John. Can you explain?
Maybe she's the centre of gravity in that room.
Can you explain to me and Daniel and all the lovely people at home what surface tension is? Not how it works, what it is.
I can explain it.
Okay, like this is just a thing for liquids, right? Because like technically it isn't like any solid object in the world, just a lot of surface tension. If you think about it. Like, water has a bit of surface tension, but like ice is just water with a fuck ton of surface tension all the way through. Like it's surface tension all the way down.
No.
Yeah, actually, I think that works.
No, it doesn't.
Holy shit, I've just discovered a new physical principle. Informs science.
So you're saying that temperature is based on how tense everything is?
No, that's not even close to what I just said.
No,
I'm just saying that sometimes when molecules are just chilling out next to each other, they enjoy being the shape they're in, and it would take, like, a certain amount of force to disrupt that, because they're already happy where they are, and they shouldn't be forced to move.
John, sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't want you to explain the mechanism of how surface tension works. I want you to explain, literally, on the base level, what is it? Because as far as I can tell, you don't know, because you just complained about the water.
Yes.
So
I'm missing a trick here. What have I missed?
Yeah, Daniel?
What have I missed? Why can't you just swim to the top of the thing?
I don't know why she can't just swim to the top of the fucking thing.
Yeah, Dan doesn't know either. What the fuck do you know about science? You dropped out of school age 10 to be a chimney sweep.
The water would make a sphere. It fucking becomes a sphere because of surface tension. You see, there's a beautiful example from the ISS this month, in fact, where you have a big fucking sphere of water floating around, and then they put a bubble of air inside it, then another bubble of water inside the bubble of air, then they put a load of liquid inside that, and you could watch little droplets of water bounce around inside the air bubble, inside the water droplet.
No. If the ship
Wait, how much do we pay these astronauts a year to do this shit? I feel like they're just fucking about up there. They're just making TikToks.
If its artificial gravity, then the gravity would pull it away towards the walls and things, because that's the only place that it would slowly do. It wouldn't float in the middle and sphere up.
I agree with that. Yeah, it would not do that. Like, it wouldn't just go up immediately.
Well, don't fucking tell me that I'm fucking wrong if you're like, actually, no, you're right. This situation would never fucking happen.
Is it possible that Jennifer Lawrence was the densest object in the room and thus the centre of gravity?
Wow.
No, because Chris Pratt was pretty close.
Isn't he a Scientologist, Chris Pratt? Or is that?
No, he just hates gay people, isn't it?
That's
he just goes to a slightly dodgy church.
No,
he sees two men kissing and he goes, Mamma mia!
Oh God, the Mario. Don't remind me Mario exists.
Don't remind you.
Charles Martinet isn't even dead, he's fine.
Hang on, I will say, for the record, Chris Pratt says he's not homophobic, he just attends a church that's very homophobic and then kind of shrugs.
Great.
Which I find very annoying because I actually really quite enjoy the Guardians of the Galaxy films.
He's a fun actor. I mean, he's a Lego Movie Man. He's in the other films.
He's not a great actor.
No,
I mean, he's not. Let's put it this way, he's not. I mean, you could recast him.
That's true, but he's in a lot of fun films. But they're written. Yeah, actually, you say it. He is just a nothing kind of thing that is in the middle, and he's. Yeah.
Do you think this is why Marvel possibly introduced the multiverse? It's just because there were a whole bunch of contract negotiations coming up, and they just kind of, just sat everyone down one more and say, well, there are other Wanda Maximoffs out there, Plenty of them. Much cheaper actresses, as it turns out.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Chris Pratt, the thing you have to remember about Chris Pratt is they've hired Chris Pratt because, Jim Carrey's 60 now, and he can't do the things anymore.
No, but that implies Chris Pratt has range.
No, I'm just saying he's just sort of he's the funny one. Zach Galifianakis was busy. Let's get Chris Pratt in.
I like that. I like we had
guy
Rob
from
Williams.
The Office was busy.
We had Rob Williams, then
Steve
we had
Carell.
Jim Carrey, and now we have Chris Pratt. It's been a bit of a downward slope, really, hasn't it?
Oh, we've got incredibly funny... In this country, America's fucked. They've never had anything funny ever. Let's just point that out. No, you had George Carlin, and then since then it's been literally nothing.
I think Robin Williams is very funny.
Robin Williams, yeah, no, I'll give you Robin Williams. Robin Williams, I'll give you Chris Farley as well. I always found Chris Farley pretty funny.
And Bo Burnham's Canadian, isn't he?
Yeah, see, that's the thing about America is they'll take... I bet all everyone else we've said is also Canadian. But the UK, we just... we're like, boom, have a fucking James Acaster on the world. You're not ready for a James Acaster. Boom. Have a James Acaster. Boom. Have fucking Richard Herring, who's just an underrated motherfucker. Don't tell him I said that. He'll have me on his podcast.
Why haven't you been in this podcast? That's a question.
Because he has legitimately incredibly fucking famous people on there.
Yeah.
If you want to listen to a podcast that isn't like this one because it's good, I recommend Leicester.
Good sometimes.
Richard Herring's Leicester Square Theatre podcast.
If you edited this podcast in the same way that June should have been edited, we might get something good out of it. We can probably get 10 good minutes out of this.
Why did I hear a fucking drum in the background?
So I'm just practicing for my jokes I do later. Just getting the. I'll get one. I know we're at 20 minutes in, but I'm pretty sure by the 40-minute mark I would have made one joke, and I'm ready for it.
Do you think we should, by the way, tell everyone at home the news, by the way?
Which news?
What's the news?
Which is the PodCats has, as you're all aware, been acquired by Microsoft for $69.
Yep.
And honestly, they originally offered us 50. I think I argued them up pretty well.
I argued them back down when I said 100 because I thought that was too much.
Yeah,
for this
69
shit.
was funnier.
Hang on, where's the drums? Where's the drums? That was the Yeah,
so Microsoft owns everything.
Oh, no, they don't, right? Microsoft spent $69 billion to buy the most tired franchises in the fucking world.
Actually,
what I was really surprised was I saw someone provides a list of, okay, what are the big publishers are there and how much are they worth? And I was surprised Activision Blizzard were worth $70 billion when you could have had, I feel like, some much better publishers.
John,
and with a lot of change.
Sean,
Nintendo for 50.
No, the reason Activision are worth so much is because they own fucking COD, which is just a money man, and they fucking own King. King's the big one. King on its own is worth more than a lot of the big AAA developers, let alone King and Activision together.
Well, they make about $9 billion a year. It seems to be, and I don't know if that's money in total or profit or whatever. It might be money in total. But they make $9 billion a year, so they're banking on a shit ton of years before they actually make any money off of this. This definitely feels like a big. I don't know. I'm not happy with it. I must admit.
I just feel like, according to the numbers that I saw floating around, Take-Two, you could buy them for $18 billion. It's
here's the weird thing.
That strikes me as better value. Do that. That's a third of the money you've just spent.
Or something,
you've got change.
I am conflicted about it because
Buy fucking Ubisoft, they're only worth $7.
No, I'm conflicted about it because I don't really like it, but equally it's the best thing that could have happened to Activision.
I mean, for the people who work there, yes.
No, because don't think about this, right? So, for the people who work there, Xbox have shown they're quite good at cleaning up studios and enforcing reasonable ethical guidelines.
Yeah.
Right? So that's good. And they've also shown, especially with Game Pass, that they want to encourage some smaller creative focused titles. And Activision have this massive backlog of studios that they still have that they've been putting all on card, and Xbox are quite likely, I think, to revive some of the old franchise and revive some of these old developers. So that's good. And the games are going to all go on Game Pass, which is good, but also they're not on PlayStation, which is bad, and also Microsoft are buying everything, which is also bad.
Put Game Pass on PlayStation, damn it. Just to fucking rub it in.
There was talk about it going on Nintendo for a while, wasn't there?
Yeah, I could see having a Game Pass app on the Switch could be interesting.
Yeah. I think Sony's counter to this is going to be Game Pass for PlayStation.
I will say that I have a PS5 now. Thank you, Daniel.
Whoa! You managed to track one down?
No, I don't. My very, very good friend Daniel Hardcastle bought me one as a surprise.
I did.
Everyone give him a clap.
He hasn't bought me fucking one.
I will say it was actually, honestly though, Daniel, it feels like you're kind of mugging me. If I'm honest. because you've given me a games console, which is great. However, to do anything with a games console, I do need to now spend a lot of money.
$70 games, baby.
There's 70 quid. You want to play Ratchet, 70 quid. You want to play the upgraded version of fucking Spider-Man for the PS4, you've got to buy the deluxe version of Spider-Man Miles Morales for 70 quid.
Ooh, yeah, but then you're getting 2 games, man. That's cheap.
I've already got one of them. And games on it, right? So there's some PS4 games like God of War and Last of Us 2 with PS5 upgrades, but they're still marked as PS4 games in the title. And then there's some ones that with PS5 specific versions that are a separate download. And then there's some games that have only PS5 versions, but then there's some games with PS4 versions that have PS5 upgrades, but it doesn't tell you it's got a PS5 upgrade because it's hidden somewhere, but you have to pay for it. And some you don't have to pay for it, but some it's a paid experience, and some it's a fucking convoluted mess.
Yeah, but Microsoft are better at this. They are good at backwards compatibility and just saying, fuck it, you bought this game 3 generations ago, plug in the disc, it'll work.
Yeah, but
I like that about Microsoft. One thing I don't like about Microsoft is the UI for any of their consoles ever.
Admittedly,
they've always been shit.
As pretty as the PS5 UI is, I have this massive pet peeve that when you go into some menus, like you go into the store and you go down, fucking sub-menu will appear in between the upper menu and the lower menu. And then when you press up again, you're in the sub-menu, and then you're up again to go back to where you were. Like, it's inconsistent. Yeah. But literally...
I like that.
But this is
the thing. It's nice.
Xbox, because we were talking about this years ago, when they announced the 2 things. And I always said that I thought Xbox was a better value buy. Because if you buy an Xbox and you get Game Pass for 50 quid a month, you just get everything. Fucking everything. Every first-party title, you get games. You get original Xbox games. You get everything. And then you buy a PlayStation for the same price, and it's like, you want to play one game? 70 quid. And I'm like,
Yeah, but the difference here is if you buy a game on a disc, you own the game.
No, you don't. The disc just contains, little exe files saying, here's the online version.
Yeah, but you have that game that will always work on that console. Whereas Game Pass games just go from it. Remember, it is renting.
But this is 2 things. But there's 3 things there. First of all, most games I'm fine with renting. I used to rent games when they were on disc from fucking Love Film because most games I play once and then I never touch them again. Second of all,
discs.
Second of all, right, the PS5, right? This is the whole thing. Daniel's got me a disc PS5, and I'd like to have a disc PS5, especially because of old PS4 games and getting stuff in cheap and all that. But I prefer digital games because discs break and get scratched, and I fucking lose them. I like digital.
The only disc I've ever had break was the one I snapped in half in a rage after a video.
No, admittedly, I do.
Mining simulator or some shit like that. And I did in the video. I destroy it.
You went to a shop to buy mining simulator.
A lot of those old fucking simulator ones.
Yeah,
that is pure. Just download it on Steam for £1.
They weren't on Steam back then.
They weren't on Steam for ages. So I was doing all the simulator videos. I've still got all the discs. I'm thinking the next time I do some sort of like Unbound back thing or a Kickstarter back thing, one of the tiers is going to be I will give you one of the discs used in those shit simulator videos. Warning, one of them might be broken.
The ubiquity of simulators these days might partially be your fault as one of the YouTubers who were doing the let's show off shit simulators.
Yeah, you were one of the
day.
first, weren't you, Daniel?
I think this might be your fucking fault.
I'd like to plead the fifth. I'd like to.
The disc thing I appreciate. I have
I'm gonna disagree because I think now there was a period where it was like funny simulators, but I think now simulators are in the best place they've ever been. I think if you want to fly a plane or drive a truck or fucking farm, all of that shit, there's a really high quality. Like the ironic popularity has led to that genre getting better. Because Farm Simulator, I'd fuck around and be like, look at the silly things. And people are like, I'm going to do the silly shit. And they're like, oh, we've made more money. Let's put it into making the game better. And now people like legitimately really fucking love the Farm Simulator series. I'm assuming the most recent Farm Simulator game has a really good break on stage.
I'm putting that on your flipping tombstone. Accidentally normalised simulators.
Hey, you know what? If that's Dan's positive contribution to the world, I'll take it.
Yeah. What? No, I've got loads of positive contributions to the world.
No, that's it. Underlined. Case closed.
I've raised like 100,000 for charity across my course of my year.
No, it's irrelevant. Simulator
to save
boy.
on soil, we'll fill the rest of your grave in with unsold copies of your books.
Farm Simulator 22 has very positive ratings on Steam.
Yeah, they're doing well now.
Yeah.
Euro Truck exists. Modern flight simulators are good. Train simulators
if you can download
are they now?
You can download the fucking
if you can
thing.
download them. The train sims.
No,
I think the train strategy games are more fun than the actual train sims.
I'll tell you what's more fun than train strategy games, mate. Having a little model train set. It's the shit. It's the shit. I love that little thing.
John, have you seen Daniel's little model train set?
I haven't, no.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
He got it's T gauge. It's the smallest thing I've ever seen. There's a greenhouse set, and the picture on the box of the greenhouse set has greenhouse on the end of a pencil because it is so small.
The gap between the two rails is 3 millimeters.
This feels like it's just asking to have like thousands of dollars worth of intricate models be destroyed by one silly clumsy doll.
They're not. The price of them is about. I think it's cheaper than normal full size models.
It's cheaper, yeah.
And they're tiny. You can put them on a desk. I want one.
One of your dogs is going to eat your entire train set, and you're going to be so sad.
No, Matilda will not eat it. Matilda will just accidentally breathe in.
Yeah, just straight up the nostrils.
Yeah.
And then she can sneeze and fire them out. I think Elon Musk's trying to invent that, isn't he? That's the...
In one afternoon, you are going to lose all the money you invested into the train set and the money you have to pay to get all the stuff out of Matilda's stomach.
No, sorry, Daniel, it's Elon Musk's not trying to invent that because trains are... No. What you have to do is you have to paint them white and call them pods and only let 3 people in them at a time. That's how you do it.
He invented trains, but worse and more scary.
He sure did.
Well done, Elon.
I enjoyed seeing footage recently of, yes, I think it was just a queue in the one tunnel.
Yeah.
That one dumb multicolour tunnel. It's like, how did... And people, like, generally because the people using it had pretty much drunk the Kool-Aid, they were incredibly shocked that one underground lane with no hard shoulder could possibly have a queue in it.
Oh, but the thing was, when everyone was trying to justify the fact it's got no safety, it's got no exits, there's no way to get out of the car, there's no safety things inside that tunnel. People justified it by the fact of, they don't stop moving in the tunnel. Well,
but they do.
Yeah, yeah.
I like the idea.
It does sound like the beginning of a Thunderbirds episode, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Jeff Tracy, well, we're going to need the mole for this one. Suit up, Virgil.
I mean, what you could do is just put them on a track and electrify them and tie loads together, and that would be a lot more efficient, I feel.
See, I saw one valid argument of them in an out of context sense was that, well, this was... I'm going to do the impression of it. Well, if you... Actually, no, it's too English. Well, if you did this up... No, that's too hick.
What the fuck was that supposed to be?
It was hick. I was going for American Tech Bro, but I failed at every count. Let's just move past it.
No, you went for American Tex Bro. It's a difference.
The point is, they were arguing that...
I mean, I appreciate that your brain just had an allergic reaction to an English accent as a result of the centuries of oppression. Sorry about that, by the way.
Oh, thank you. He's sorry. There he is. He's sorry.
We are very sorry about the centuries of oppression.
I'm not.
Look, the justification that one person gave was that, digging a very small tunnel with no infrastructure in it is obviously way cheaper than building a load of trains and all this infrastructure. And it's like, yes, that's true, but also the reason for all the expense is a thing called safety.
Yeah.
Also, digging underground is not cheap.
No,
where do they get digging underground cheap from?
But that's the whole thing. The whole point of that entire Boring Company thing was that, we're going to do digging underground cheap because they're using these fast drills, but they're just really small. And they're only meant to fit, they can barely fit a single car in. That's why they're able to do it cheaper, but it's just... Like, what's the point of being cheaper if it's shit? Like, you know, going, but why buy a bus when you can buy a single car? And it's like, because fucking 40 people can't fit in a single car, Elon, you fucking asshole.
Are you saying we should all buy buses?
Yes, sure.
Let's all should try to fit more people in our cars.
Yeah. In our cars. I've got a Lego Lamborghini, mate.
We should ask clowns about clowns fit 40 people in a car.
Yeah, but there's a secret to that, isn't it? There's a
clowns
secret to that.
potentially have the secret to the future infrastructure of our cities?
No, you see, to become a full-time clown, you have to remove all of your bones and vital organs. They're just flash sacks.
Flash sacks?
That's true, that is, John. Do you not know how clowns work, John? It's just...
I'm searching right now for how do clown cars work, because I'm wondering if there is a secret.
Right, this thing, it's called magic.
Oh no! I found an article. The big secret behind the tiny car.
Wow.
This is going to
on a trapdoor.
I'm going to be honest, I've never seen an actual clown car with clowns getting out of it. It's always a thing in
cartoons.
Shit,
it's by the paywall. Fucking big clowns already censoring it.
Oh, who's the clown now, John? It's you. Bitch.
It'd be fucking devastating if one of those clown cars is in an accident.
Apparently, tunnel as well. How are they going to get out?
Yeah.
Apparently clown cars have just basically, they've got, like, no car in the car. They've, like, taken all the car out.
Some of them do, but the one I saw had a trapdoor underneath it. It was very obvious because it's a fucking car and you can see underneath it. And I went, oh, look, they're just coming out the hole underneath the car that was quite clearly there when they pulled up on the one space.
So yes, if you strip everything out of a car, you can, like, even a small car, you could fit 15 to 20 clowns in it.
Yeah.
So, okay, Matt, I think we're on something here. Maybe Elon Musk is on something. We just need the cars to fit 15 to 20 people each.
Okay, so here's the better idea, right? So you take those cars, because it's got no engine in, so you'll have to put, like, an engine at the front and get a load of them and put them together, connect them all, right?
Yeah.
So you have an engine at the front, a bunch of cars fitting, like, 50 people in, and you put them through the tunnel, and then to make it safe, you put them on rails, right? So they can go in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
Solution. There we go.
Highly efficient. Yes. We've got to say a clown multi-car.
I like that if you ever talk about travel, you always invent the train. It's like evolution always tending towards crabs. It really is. You just you know what a plane is? Just a train with wings, isn't it? Wheels. It's a train with wheels.
You know what I've been watching lately in the background, right? I've had it on just as a moving wallpaper. Japanese Shinkansen videos of just like a very quiet, just Japanese man. Like, it's a travel vlog, but Japanese travel vlogs involve literally no talking or music. Which
most Japanese videos do. Rebecca watches a shit ton of them. No, it's just somebody
that sounds
silently
very
opening something.
I'm going to be honest, I'm into it already.
But excellent.
But I love that shit.
But Shinkansens, right? Literally inside them, they have airplane windows and airplane seats, and everything's like an airplane. They're just an airplane on track.
Isn't that quite inefficient because you lose a lot of standing space?
They're not for standing space. They're long distance trains. They're not for standing space.
Yeah, John, we've got a different attitude to trains here, which is sort of like pile quite a few people on, as long as there's like bit of
just shove in more clowns. That's how trains work. You just shove in more clowns.
There are other countries that push a lot more people. In fact, doesn't Japan do that? Isn't that like the footage you've seen?
On its commuter trains, yeah, but on its Shinkansens, you have to have a reserved seat and you can't get on otherwise.
Yeah.
Which is neat.
I want to go to Japan just because I want to ride around on trains.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I saw they have this one, right? They have this one fucking Shinkansen, and it is all pink. It's Hello Kitty themed. Every seat has Hello Kitty theming on the fucking stitching, and then one of the entire cars of the train is just a big playroom for kids, and it's lots of Hello Kitty themed things, and everything's pink.
Imagine committing suicide via a train, and that's the one that comes along.
It is the sharpest looking
just a massive 250 miles an hour Hello Kitty flans you.
It's just this big pink dildo.
I will point out the trains in Finland have like crash areas on the top floor because they're 2-story trains, and there is like play areas for kids on trains like that.
Oh my god! It turns out there's actually double-decker Shinkansens, or there were, and they're just terrifying. God. And you can put two of them together, and I think if you put two of them together...
So what, quadruple decker?
Well, no, like you have two back-to-back, right? Because they have long fucking trains.
Top of each other.
Put on top of each other. And just try and remember to only run it on the lines that don't have tunnels.
Wait! Whoa! Wait! Those trains are like really sloped at the front, right?
Yeah, well, some of them, yeah. Most.
Yeah, so why don't they build rails along the front, along the top, and then down the other side? So if another train is coming, they don't collide, just one goes over the other?
I feel like the one that goes up is still fucked regardless. But then again, actually, you're right. At that point, you fucked one train, not two.
Yeah.
You can always just halved the death count.
I know, right? Oh, I've just sent a missile towards a small village in Guernsey.
Guernsey. Why was that what you went with?
I'm just what you were just saying about the Hello Kitty train. I wonder if that's ever saved someone's life. Like, imagine if you're standing on a bridge and you're thinking, do I want to jump? And you just think, God, if I shouldn't jump, send me a sign. And then you see Hello Kitty coming towards you. A character whose catchphrase is, you can never have too many friends. I feel like you take that as a sign to not kill yourself.
Oh.
I mean, that's a very optimistic worldview, John.
Slightly optimistic worldview.
I mean, admittedly, if the person decides that's not a good enough sign, then the person on the next bridge down now has blood smeared Hello Kitty coming at them, which is a more ominous sign.
I'm not even sure Shinkansen has bridges over it. I think that's one of the things. It was all made. I think all the things under it, tunnels.
Did they go under it? Does everyone have to go underneath it?
Yeah, I think so. I actually think...
Is it all on raised? Is it all raised like a monorail?
I think it is all mostly raised, and I'm pretty sure that I don't. If there is, I've never seen one.
Why do we use bridges and not ramps? If a train's going that fast and it's like on a rail, just ramp it off. It'll leap over the thing and land on the other side.
Oh, I got a YouTube recommendation the other day. It's this like fucking 10-year-old animation of like steam train like drag racing. It was these big like drag racing looking steam trains, and it was like exactly what you're saying. It's literally exactly what you're imagining, but as an animation.
I really want to see trains go over other trains now. That's genius. I think we've genuinely invented something on the podcast.
Animators in the chat, if you just want to ignore the laws of physics while you...
No, but you can always like just have it like as slightly longer rails on the front and the back of the trains, and then if another train comes on, it could just literally just go over it and go the other side. If there's a faster train coming, it just comes on. If there's another faster train coming behind that one, they'll just like triple up, and then it will work fine.
Okay. I can put my
Hang on
hand
a
up.
minute.
You know what trains can't be
I've just had an idea.
Oh, God, yeah.
John, let's go.
I've just had an idea how we solve basically the energy crisis and make trains run for free.
Wait, let me get my pen and paper out. I'm going to write this down. There you go, idea. Right, here we go. It's going to be fully technically possible, right? Got my pen.
All right, so how about...
There we go. Got my notepad, right.
All right, so instead of running trains as we do...
Yeah, no trains.
All right,
trains, yeah,
we run 2 trains of half length each next to each other. Right? Okay, so we've not impacted capacity in any way.
So you've made wider, shorter trains.
Yes. Yeah, precisely.
Is that the entire thing?
So they need to be wider. They can have half capacity each, as long as we keep the capacity the same.
Wait,
right?
Is that it?
No. So we've probably saved a bit of fuel there, so we're probably fine already.
Well, no, because you've now got 2 engines pulling...
Yeah, but we've not doubled the fuel count, have we? We've maybe increased it by 70%.
Sorry, how would you have not doubled the fuel count?
Because the train's not pulling as much. Each train's not pulling the same amount.
It's not a closed system, yeah, fuck it.
So it's using a bit less.
John, these big fucking modern trains...
No, fuck off. We'll invent a new engine so it uses less. It's fine. Fuck
modern
off.
Trains have motors in every carriage.
What?
Okay, but I'm getting to that.
Okay.
I'm getting to that. So what we do then is we paint the trains different colours. All right? And we also paint everyone's house in the country like one of those 2 colours. And you have to ride the train that matches where you live. And we make it a big thing like football teams, where people get very competitive. And then we fit all the carriages with pedals that you can turn, like hamster wheels, you can run in, and like any other way to generate electricity. And the trains race. And you want your train to get there first. So everyone does this so much, we don't even need fuel in the train anymore, because everyone's powering their own train, because they want to win, because we've turned it into like football. Where people get seriously hardcore into their train winning the race. So, 1, I've just sold... No, trains are not going to need engines to run. You're welcome. 2, we can lower the fares because we're not paying for energy anymore. You're welcome. 3, I had a 3 at some point, but I've forgotten it. 4, I was hoping I'd have remembered 3 by this point, but I haven't.
I can imagine
it's better.
John...
Everyone gets 5. Everyone gets there faster. I've just sped up transport infrastructure.
What I really like about this, John? Yes. I can imagine you in Microsoft's boardroom pitching that idea as a better way of using 69 billion than buying Activision Blizzard. And I think they still would have gone with Activision Blizzard, I'm afraid. I think it's got faults.
Okay, even if we take away the competitive aspect to it...
The whole aspect, we'll take that away. That's a good start.
If we take all that away, and we just include the hamster wheels and the pedals and whatever, and we just announce to people at the start of the trip, like, okay, we're going to get there this time, but if you all pedal, we might get there 20% faster, because you just take all that extra energy and just put it straight into speed. pure
John,
speed. Yeah.
When people get on escalators, they stand still instead of just climbing the stairs like a human being.
I always climb the stairs.
Yeah, but a lot of people stand still, John. Your idea will fail because people are lazy cunts.
Some people are lazy. Some people will pedal like
Also,
Billio because they want to get there a few minutes faster.
John, right? The issue... The trains don't need
No,
more
I'll admit,
power.
there are issues where if one lazy train is up front and there's a really active train behind it, there could be a collision.
Because that's when you use my rail idea, John. That's when you use my rail idea.
No, wait, I've just solved it. Because if people are being lazy twats, all you do is announce them. I see you being lazy twats back there. But just FYI, the people in the train behind us are not. And they are going to impact us in 4 minutes at the current rate of gain. So I'd get pedalling, you lazy twats.
So you
That'll
think
get them
the
going.
way to fix
just no one wants to die.
You think the way to fix the infrastructure of trains in this country is to threaten death with everybody who gets on them? That's what buses do, John. That's buses. You just invented buses.
You actually have invented buses, just coaches for the different teams. Like that happens.
You've invented a bus for the fucking Flintstones.
You don't manually power the coach to go faster.
You do.
No, you don't.
Sorry,
you do, because you will it to skip some stops because the crazy guy next to you licking the knife, you want him to fuck off.
No, John, you know what you've invented? You've invented one of those fucking pedalable officers.
Yes, precisely. Thank you. You're
Sorry,
welcome.
A pedalable office.
So there's legitimately a thing that's in a sort of place in America where imagine a big boardroom table and then all the chairs have pedals and there's someone at the front turning it and then you're having a board meeting while pedaling below on the street.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, nightmare
stupidest
dystopia episode of Black Mirror, except actually real.
Everything I hear about working in an office makes me want to throw myself in front of a Hello Kitty train.
There are good
than work in an
moments
office.
about it too.
No, there's not, John. There's not. There's nothing good about working in an office.
In Japan, the office culture in Japan is not exactly known for its joy or healthiness. If we're going to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, that's why they invented karaoke. Imagine thinking that karaoke was better than your day of work. That's how... I feel so. We should start a GoFundMe for the people of Japan because I feel sorry for them.
They do need it. They're not the third largest economy in the world.
Are they not? Who is?
No, they are.
That's nice.
They are the third largest economy in the world.
I thought they lost it, like in the Olympics or something.
No, that's ours. That's us that keeps dropping further and further
we're like
down.
the 450. Fucking, there's countries that don't exist anymore that rank above us.
We were 6 not long ago. Now we're like 8 or 9.
Yeah, we're number.
I think we lost to Brazil most recently.
I mean,
that's good.
What
an economic superpower they are.
Fifth. We're still 5th according to Wikipedia. Just in front of India.
Well, there's a lot of people in India, innit?
There are, yeah, there's an awful lot.
That's a lot of people who could pedal in boardrooms, isn't it? That's what they could do. I think, John, you'd probably make a good Tory with some of your ideas. That's the nicest thing I can say about them.
No. The opposite. I make a good green. I have utopian ideas that would never fucking work.
Wait, sorry. Which one of... None of your ideas I would describe as utopian. Not a single one.
I've literally just described
what if
how
instead
to
of relaxing
democratise and entirely greenify the entire transport infrastructure with a dumb, unworkable plan. That is as green as green gets. It's dumb, it's stupid, no one will ever do it, it cannot possibly work, but it would completely eliminate pollution and energy use in one stroke. Green policy.
John, 3 things. First of all, how the fuck does threatening people with death, how is that utopian or friendly? B, humans need to eat food, and that's where most carbon emissions come from, is the food industry, you buffoon! 3, fuck you!
I like how John's like, I'm going to be better than the green pie. I'm going to fix the greenest form of transport this side of a fucking bike.
You know what you are, John? You're the fucking
I've
robots
already
of the
got rid of
Matrix.
cars and replaced them with clown cars. Like, under my green government, all cars will be banned from sale apart from clown cars. And they're not allowed on the road unless they've got 15 people in them. And they must all be dressed as clowns, just to further disincentivise their use.
You are a Tory! That's...
Nothing but clown cars. Nothing but fucking clown cars.
Let me just check.
And they have to play little songs where they go...
John.
Yeah.
John, what do you think of Keir Starmer?
He's a bit of a... He's a human being that exists.
Oh, yeah, no, he's not a Tory then. If he was a Tory, he said, yeah, he's lovely, great, wonderful, whoa.
He's a human being that exists. It's pretty much Keir
He is
Starmer.
a human being who exists. I'll give you that.
He's a man that exists.
He's a
I'll give
sir,
you that.
don't you know?
I do know. Do you know where he got his sir in?
Go on.
He got it in
classics?
grape smuggling. The silence.
Is this going to a punchline?
I'm trying to figure out if that was a clever joke or if that was just nonsensical
This going
words.
towards a really shit punchline.
Just shit. I just was like, say something stupid. I ain't got it. I'm tired. Fuck it.
I think sometimes you have very clever jokes, and other times you don't try at all. And I can never. Sometimes I can't tell the difference.
It's called ADHD, baby. It's a wild ride. It's like waking up in the morning, and you get those big spinning, like Wheel of Fortune, and each section says a different thing you could do on that day. You give it a big spin, and then it just never stops spinning. That's ADHD. It just never stops spinning.
Oh, it's the Rubik's Cube!
Is there somewhere we could utilise this wheel to power transport?
Oh, fuck off, John!
Because this does sound like a perpetual motion machine. Is there any way we could somehow convert ADHD sufferers into
no, it's not perpetual.
energy?
I have to put a lot of energy into feeding myself with
And
food.
thank God
and
you've got CFS as
video
well. That
games.
really adds to it.
It really, yeah, I like my mind going a million miles an hour and my legs not working at the same time. What a joy!
A million miles an hour.
Oh,
fucking
God.
hell.
Just keep spinning. There's got to be a way we could convert people with ADHD into energy.
Genuinely,
Yeah.
John.
Like,
genuinely,
aside from just tossing them in like an inferno or something.
genuinely,
like,
you are the robots from fucking the Matrix, where it's like, oh, you know what will be really power efficient? The heat from human bodies.
I'm gonna be straight up with you. If I was woken up and I was got out the Matrix and they showed me, oh yeah, here's what the robots did. My first response would be, okay, I'm not keen that it happened to me, but I've got to give them credit. That is an efficient system they've run very well.
Efficient?
Good for them.
Efficient?
Yeah.
What the
It's worked.
Nazi trains, John, always on time, wouldn't they? Beautiful, beautiful system. Fucking hell.
Efficient?
Yes, the robots did do a good job. I'm talking about
see.
the
Of what?
robots.
I've got John has just given me an idea. Right? I'm going to pitch a TV show to you. Right? It's
All
about
right.
a sort of Sherlock Holmes type guy that they call in when the murders are just too difficult and too confusing.
That's
And
just Sherlock Holmes.
They call him in, but here's the twist, right? He's sexually attracted to crime.
Oh.
That's yeah. So he's there being like, yeah, but he solves it still. But he's also sexually attracted to crime, and it makes it a bit awkward.
So everyone else is really uncomfortable about
What?
the whole thing.
So what does he?
But he does get results.
Sorry, does
Yeah,
he like?
yeah.
Does he come in his pants like every time he's like, oh shit, there's been another murder? Oh,
I don't. It depends how hot the murder was. I don't think you immediately. I'm not you, Matt. I don't have those issues. I don't think he would either. So I think. Maybe a spurt, a small spurt if it's really good, but nothing more than that.
Spurt.
Yeah.
I think that can power the world, John.
I mean, I think this isn't the sort of thing you bring up unless you've got a really good pun title ready for it.
I don't. I don't at all. We can come up with one now. Let's brainstorm it. Come on, let's be a team. We're three clowns
I've
in a
literally
small
spent the
car.
last 30 seconds kind of thinking, okay, come, can I set that
Sherlock!
to justice? Come, justice, horny, horn, court,
Sherlock and what's come?
Oh, yeah, Sherlock and what's come. There it is. What's that? I can't think of any murder things. They're always called something like, the thing that happened in Wales. They're all called stuff like,
very harsh to
no.
Wales.
Oh, Midsummer. Midsummer Murders!
Midsummer Murders! There we go, you got it!
You're right, Daniel. How you doing?
Good night, everybody!
Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
Genuinely. How you doing? I've been up since 8 a.m. How about you, John?
I got up at AM. I've just had an hour's sleep, but it's fucked me up a little bit.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I've had an exciting day, Dan. You know what I've done all day? Phone calls. Literally an entire day of phone calls.
Wow, that sounds like a living hell.
Yep. And I went to the hospital.
Oh.
I had a physio appointment. The point is I had to go into a hospital during a pandemic, which is never pleasant.
Never pleasant.
No, but thankfully, don't worry, everyone. Especially once this is out publicly, there've been no restrictions in the UK, and more even though it's 100,000 cases.
How are we feeling about the country now? Brexit happened like 6 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. How are we feeling? What's the mood of the country? Do you think? Let's stick a little bit of the country in a petri dish and see what we can see.
Well,
what do you think? Stick a little bit of litmus paper in the country and see what comes out. If you swab the country's eyeballs,
lick your finger, put it in the air, and it'll fucking set on fire. I'll just combust.
What way's the wind blowing? Uh-oh. You could call it bones. I mean, that you wouldn't have to change it, would you? Just never mind.
I think I was saying to a member of my family that not so long ago, like apparently, like I'm conceptually aware of the concept that there are these things called economic booms, and we used to have them, and like people did well during them. And it was an optimistic time where people did well and people made lots of money and people felt optimistic about the country. It's like, that sounds nice, doesn't it?
It does. What would that feel like?
We haven't had one of them in like basically our adult lives.
No, the problem is though, when you talk about that in the context of the UK, I mean, when?
Okay, well, that's different for you. You're Irish.
No.
Generally, those times did coincide with us increasing the oppression, yes.
Yeah, it's the thing. I mean, you go back 100 years, it's just oppression. And then you go any further forward than that, it's just Margaret Thatcher just killing all the fucking Northerners. And that's it. You know?
I thought you meant earlier than that, like Margaret Thatcher was somehow hundreds of years old.
That's the British, right? The British, right? They either were raping everyone, taking all the money, or being sad. And that's the two speeds.
Can I just say something?
Yep. Are we being sad because we're not doing those things? Is that the British emotional cycle?
I've just checked. Thatcher.
We're either happy because we're stealing everyone else's stuff, or we're sad because we're no longer stealing everyone else's stuff.
We keep it on museums now and pretend it's ours. But no, just a really important thing here. Thatcher still dead.
Wait.
Just check that for us.
I've got to get the horn.
Just checked it.
Thatcher's dead. Honk of Thatcher's dead. Thatcher's dead. Honked. Thatcher's dead.
Oh dear. I was born in Thatcher's era, wasn't I? Yeah, you were born in what? Tony Blair?
God, no, get out there.
John Major? Probably John Major. I don't know when you were born, but John Major.
What do you mean you don't know when I was born? Is that insulting or not?
I don't know when you were born. Who gives a fuck? I'm not the fucking IRS. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it was Major.
Yeah, John Major. He was boring, wasn't
he? Yeah.
I miss that.
I miss boring.
I like boring politicians. I like Biden.
I should probably be quite excited about the idea of Keir Starmer being Prime Minister potentially. He seems catastrophically boring and uninteresting.
No, it doesn't seem boring because, like, you know,
I wouldn't mind a bit of just boring.
No, Gordon Brown was boring. Keir Starmer was
true.
Keir Starmer was boring, but like. He's like boring at a cocktail party boring. It's kind of sad boring rather than just bumbling boring, which is...
Ed Miliband looked like he was boring but with a bit of geekiness tossed in. I was down for that.
Yeah, like you, John. He reminds me a lot of you, John.
I was down for Ed Miliband.
Actually, this is true.
Like, is a lot quite boring, but with just a bit of geekery tossed in. It's like, yeah, that'll do. That'll do, Pete.
He didn't win the election because he couldn't eat a bacon sandwich like a human being.
Yeah.
And Boris Johnson has done a lot of things. I hope Boris Johnson's crying. Is he still PM? I haven't checked.
This is the thing, right? If good old Ed Miliband had just leaned into it and went, no, I always eat my bacon sandwich like this. It's my thing. He probably would have won.
I think if he had stuck it up his arse in front of everybody and started screaming, God save the Queen, I think a lot of people would have gone, actually... You know what? I think he speaks for all of us when he sticks a bacon sandwich up his ass and screams, God save the Queen.
He's waving the Union Jack. He's a patriot, after all.
Union Jack underpants.
Ah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah. That's it.
The skid marks are unfortunate, but it's fine. It's got France on the inside, the French flag on the inside. That's what you reveal, wouldn't it? I don't have Union Jack boxer shorts. I got the French flag on my boxer shorts. I wipe my cock with the French flag. Everybody would vote for me.
Related for British things made by the French passports. Because the British have now passed a voter ID law requiring voter ID to vote. So that's fun.
Oh.
Yeah, great. But I only have an Irish passport. It's my only form of voter ID. So I don't know.
Hello, I'd like to vote in this election for this country in which I reside.
I'm not sure that'll be enough. I'm not 100% sure.
Fucking the orange order out just waiting for people like you.
God, yeah, just sat there with the fucking sashes.
I've just got a question, right?
We'll take care of you. If things go proper dystopian, Matt, we will take care of you.
That sounds like you're going to murder me before anything happens.
No, we'll stick you up. We'll Anne Frank you. It'll be fine. In the sense, we'll keep you safe in the attic.
We'll sell all your shit and make a huge profit once we've edited it.
Yeah, Anne Frank notably dead.
Okay, we'll do the first earlier bits of Anne Frank that worked better.
I'll tell you what, though, Anne Frank.
Oh God, here we go.
Let's put something in context, though. Anne Frank was born after Betty White.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
Wait, really?
That's a fun.
Oh yeah, Betty
Well, it's not a fun fact. It's not a fun fact at all. But
yeah, 7 years. 7 years later, after Betty White was 7 when Anne Frank was born.
Weird.
Yeah,
that's weird.
All I meant to say was, Matt, if they start rounding up the Irish again, I will happily, stash you in, an attic or a basement or something. We'll take good care of you.
Oh, so if I'm being oppressed, you'll just put me in the basement and hide me away.
I'll also vote for whoever promises to not oppress you.
Wow, thank you, John. That's so generous.
You're there fighting for the monster Ravens movie.
Look, you can be more appreciative when you're not getting cooking lunch today.
Oh.
You've not had any lunch?
Just soup poured through a hole in the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Who do you think out of us three is most electable as PM of the UK?
Oh, me. Yeah, me.
Yeah.
Okay, so definitely me then. Okay, it's good to know. It's good to know.
Look, I'm sorry, but I'm literally an Oxford classicist. I can do this shit.
No, yeah, but you're not scummy enough, John.
No, but out of the three of us, I think he's got the best chance. So, the thing is, John,
100%.
I think you'd be a bad prime minister, but you fit the bill very well.
In all fairness, I can't do much of a worse job than some of the recent candidates.
Exactly.
I'm not going up against tough competition.
And Daniel, no. You wouldn't get elected.
What do you mean I wouldn't get elected? We got a fucking haunted mop as PM at the moment. Anything's fucking possible. His only fucking qualification was his dad told him to do it.
Yeah.
And his dad's been fingering the Queen or something. I wasn't paying attention to what was going on.
Yeah, has your dad been fingering the Queen? I don't think so. So how are you going to get it?
I don't know, he might. He might have done. He's old. Pretty old.
He might have done.
You see, the reason I become PM over you, Dan,
I'm just going to text your dad.
The moment you talked about fingering the
Queen,
Queen, I immediately thought, that's a bit far. I wouldn't have made that joke. Oof.
Yeah, precisely. I'm talking for the people.
Oh, the people. Why?
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you what, lads. I'll tell you what. I'll talk like this from now on people who there's a geezer who talks like I do. Just like what I do, he does. And he reads The Sun and he goes, oh, where's the tits on page 3, God? Oi, lads. And he likes Mrs. Brand's boys and having noodles on beans. That's his favourite meal. Noodles on beans.
To be clear, everyone,
I'll admit, this is where my attempt to look like I've got the common touch to fall apart. If anyone asked me what I thought of Mrs. Brown Boys, I'd start sweating for a moment before I'd just launch into a rant about how it's the most fucking shit I've ever seen. I hate it.
I like Mrs. Brown Boys season 1.
That's the thing. I think John can't do it because he's got integrity, whereas I know how to play the game. I feel like I could be like, Mrs. Brown's Boys is a fucking miracle of comedy. The mixture of sort of deleted scenes, almost outtakes, in to the actual thing adds such a closeness to the show. It almost feels like it's being performed locally in your show. No wonder it's got that level of popularity that it has. It's almost got that original radio feel, where it feels very personal. It feels like it's directed to you. You feel like you're actually a member of the audience, not just watching a television show on the TV.
I genuinely liked the first season of Mrs. Brown's Boys. I will defend it.
Of course you did. It was, it was bibliographical, wasn't it?
It was genuinely. It reminds me of
home. Border Force. Yes, I've got an anonymous tip-off. Yes, my own attic. It's my own attic, actually. I've just got a feeling someone might have snuck in there.
Just start fucking hearing tambourines going in.
I'm a British citizen. You can't take me out of this country. Actually, they'll find a way. They'll
Oh, by the way, you're fucked.
They'll just ship me someone and be like, oh, he's taking a citizenship away. He didn't like a queen. He's a terrorist.
They'll probably, like, I don't know, convert Guernsey or the Isle of Wight into a prison island.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's do that.
Yeah. It's like Australia, but small.
Yeah, and much easier to get to, thus saving on fuel. Another one of my manifesto promises has been fulfilled.
Jesus Christ.
Just John with a trebuchet. Actually, you know what, John? You're sounding more electable by the second.
Yeah, that's the thing. John would be saying all of this while sat there eating a beef steak. Like, I feel like I didn't need to specify beef steak.
Beef steak.
What would I be saying? That would be a fucking weird party political broadcast. Just cut to me halfway through my steak. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you come in while I was eating my beef steak.
We're saving lots of energy. Oh, beef, more beef, more beef.
Yeah, but right, here's the thing. Like, imagine that, though. Party political broadcast, and it was just John eating a steak silently, staring dead-eyed into the camera. Just eating a whole meal.
How would I be cutting the steak if I'm not looking at it? That'd be tricky.
Because you've got basic human fucking...
Yeah, what the fuck?
You can't...
How the fuck would you cut up a steak without looking at it?
Well, you kind of just stab it and cut. It's not the fucking hardest thing.
Yeah, you have spatial
but I'm going to end up with some bits that are too big and some that are way too small.
John, are you a child? Is this what we're discovering here? Are you a, are you a
at
small boy piloting a man?
Yes, you look at something while you're cutting it so you get approximately sensible sizes.
John,
if I was, for instance, cutting a vegetable with a sharp knife, I would look just to make sure that I don't cut myself. But, John, how much TV do you watch?
You're using a steak knife, which is serrated and sharp.
It's not sharp, it's serrated. It's
I'm not
designed to cut through meat.
my own fucking hand off, am I? Because I have a certain level of spatial awareness.
I mean, that'd be one hell of a party political broadcast right there. It just opens in dead silence with me staring at the camera while cutting a steak. Then I fucked up and cut off one of my own fingers. Get dragged off by my monitors in the final 2 minutes. It's just silence with some vague, kind of distant 2 rooms over moaning and screaming from me as they try and reattach my finger. Then just cuts to black. Amazing.
My party people, yep, I'd do it from I'd have a big shark tank behind me. That's what I would have, a big tank of sharks. And I'd be like proper, I'd be facing away from the camera in a big chair. And I'd just be like talking, like, you know, like, what's his face? Martin Sheen in Mass Effect. I'd be like that.
Sorry, you were 2 minutes ago, you were like, oh, I want to be a cocky geezer. And now you're going to be fucking Dr. Evil. Like, well, it's a big difference between the two.
You see, I think I've got more coherence in my strategy. Like, I can just start off looking, you know what, proper nice suit, whatever, sitting on a nice chair, but like, people of Britain, back in the rising of Boudica, trebuchets.
Oh, God, I want
to I wouldn't vote for that.
Do we have enough trebuchets?
Oh,
British-made trebuchets. We will deliver our prisoners to the prison Isle of Wight with our new trebuchets. A trebuchet in every garden. That is my promise to you, people of Britain.
Who the fuck's that Boudica he's on about? Let's not vote for him. That's it. You've lost it.
I just need to address it. John, you like saying trebuchet far too much. Every time you say it.
It's a really nice word.
John, it's also pronounced trebuchet. Thank you very much.
Every time you say it, I can just hear in your voice going, I'm pronouncing it properly.
No, I'm just pronouncing a word properly.
John, hang on.
You think it's remarkable that I can say words?
But you sound proud about it.
It might be something that you're very proud of, but I just take that as read.
It's just that I can hear that you sound proud about it in your voice. You just say it with such
Would you like me to describe the trebuchets as ubiquitous?
Ooh, look at
you. Ubiquitous trebuchets, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, look at me. I passed my A-levels. I'm John.
John thinks
on my first day as Prime Minister, we will load Prince Andrew into a trebuchet and fire him into the sea.
Well, then he'll just come back. He'll just swim back, John.
He can't swim. He can't swim.
Yeah, but he doesn't sweat, so his body would absorb all that moisture.
People who can't sweat can't swim. It's like how people who've got like eczema can't drink coffee.
People with a lot of dandruff can't climb mountains. I've heard that one as well.
Yeah.
He'll come back.
No, he won't. It's a really powerful trebuchet. It will simultaneously get rid of Andrew and prove how good my trebuchets are.
I just like
he
to-
will be flung so fucking far, he ain't coming back.
I'd just like to imagine, like, he gets flung away, and then, like, 3 days later, some child's on a beach, and there's just, like, fucking, like, very wet man in a suit comes up. He's like, oh, it's all...
I don't know how strong you think a trebuchet is,
sweat.
but a trebuchet would toss him so high and so fast, he will die as he hits the water. He ain't swimming back.
I want to point out, John thinks he'd be elected PM, but I know for a fact that John would be the person who every day would have to eat the bugs on I'm a Celebrity. It's just every day people are like, yeah, make him eat the fucking tarantula arseholes.
You know what's sad about this, though? I'd like that all three of us simultaneously are in agreement that I would be terrible. I wouldn't even get past the door.
Not fucking clue.
Yeah, not a fucking...
No, actually, you know what the sad thing is, Matt? I think you are the least electable, but I think you do the best job.
Oh god, yeah, by far.
Yeah, that's the worst
You
thing,
are actually
isn't it?
you are a skilled, good organizer. You would do the best job, but you're the least electable.
Yeah, I know.
Because
It's
of
almost
your
like
voice,
it's a joke, isn't it?
because of your voice and your hair, and that's it.
Yeah, John's all show. John's got all the show. He's got all the right things said, but people cotton on to that these days.
I would hire you as chief of staff, Matt.
Oh,
I would hire you as my chief of staff.
What would I be hired as? If you say court jester, I'm ramming my Rubik's Cube fidget spinner up your ass.
I'm not sure I'd actually allow you anywhere near my government. It's not a good idea.
No, you know what? I'd make you foreign
You might
secretary.
you know how sometimes, in the Soviet Union, when a new person came to power, and they had to get rid of all the old people who had any connection.
I'm on one of
person.
Stalin's list.
I think you have to go straight on the trebuchet list just to get you out the way. Unfortunately,
John's there listing off other YouTubers. Kill him. Make sure that one knows that they killed him. Then kill
Matt's
them.
being brought straight in to run the government, and you're being loaded in the trebuchet to be kind of flung out into the sea while they play that sad song from the end of Rick and Morty.
Oh, which one?
You know, the sad song, the evil Morty the evil Morty song that they play when they blast everyone into space and shit.
Oh, from that show.
While your corpse gets flung out into the channel.
I gave up on that. Was that the same one as the one where he was about to commit suicide? Because that was it?
No, that was really early. That's like season 1.
Yeah, that's when it
Maybe
was good.
2.
It's for that was the last bit of the last the last season where there was the incest giant. Space
No, I gave up. I sort of wandered off
me
and
too.
went,
No, that's when they did the remix that was the happier version of the evil Morty theme, which was really quite a good remix, actually. That was I think the season before that, season 4?
Yeah, you see, John, legitimately, you've lost more credibility in my eyes in the last 2 minutes than you've ever done and previously.
I think I'd win. I'm pretty sure.
You wouldn't.
No, you
No,
wouldn't.
I would,
you wouldn't.
because John's
No, you
it would slip. John's one face, where I'm just, you get what you see, innit? I say what you see. I'd be the UK's Trump. That's what I'd be. But imagine if Trump, instead of being a money-grabbing lunatic, was just like a liberal with a good heart, but also useless. And I'd be like, there's only transgenders in the military now. And then just be... And I'm like, no, I just do everything wrong in the other way. It's like a few hundred people going, ah, shit. Just in the Ukraine,
Jesus Christ.
Admittedly, I feel like when I introduced my clown car initiative by bringing my entire future cabinet in a single clown car, that might cause problems. That might not get taken entirely seriously.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
Was the clown car paid for by a fucking friend of a friend?
Foreign secretary!
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
See, with me, you get what it says on the tin. You know, with John, it's
Home
sneaky.
Secretary Jazz Hands!
Yeah, but what if people don't want what's on the tin?
Well, that doesn't matter. People just like people who say what they think. I'd just be slightly racist. That's what you've got to be PM in anywhere.
I say
just
what I
be
think.
a little bit racist. Just be racist, but just not properly racist. Don't
Yeah, but
be
you're
a
racist
Facebook
the wrong way,
rapper.
Matt. You're racist towards the English.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
backwards.
No, that's how everyone in the world is, aside from the English, because the English
yeah,
are the best.
but they don't get to vote in the English elections, do they?
Who?
You're
Me?
supposed to be racist to hide away the fact that all the money and stuff's nicked by the really rich people. Go, it's all the people with other coloured skin to you. They're the cause. When it's actually the people with all the money that aren't giving you any money. Is
Like
the
an
reason you don't have any
inverted
money.
Matt could win an election.
Inverted Matt? What, inside out?
Inverted Matt.
Hello, light skin.
Where he's really,
Just all this fucking
angry
blood
about everyone
muscle.
who's not English
That's a
and he's got
Simpsons
a nice haircut.
Yeah, you just need that gas that turns everyone inside out from The Simpsons.
We just get you a good haircut and make you angry about everyone who's not English, and then you'd win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sick of those Middle Eastern people oppressing us English. Grr.
What we need to do is we'll do a kind of a nice little romantic comedy where I teach you how to speak proper English.
I'll tell you what my promises would be.
Matophobia lady. Like My Fair Lady, but Matophobia lady.
Sorry. Daniel.
Yeah?
What the fuck would you promise?
I would promise several things.
Uh-huh. Blowjobs.
Then you just walk off without establishing what they are.
I would promise things that are just easy to do.
Uh-huh.
That's really easy.
Uh-huh.
That you could... There's certain things you can do.
Like?
And you can offer, and you can promise.
Like?
And I'll bring back CFAX.
Most people's remote controls don't have a text button on them.
I'm pretty sure CFAX is still
put it on the red button.
I'm pretty sure CFAX is still in
existence. No, they shut it down. Let's bring it back. Let's bring back CFAX.
Anything else?
No.
I'm going to bring back CFAX, nothing else.
I'll tell you what would be really funny is if in 4 years I'm PM sitting here still doing this fucking podcast and we're racking, people are listening to it.
I don't think we need to worry about that.
So for those who don't know, CFAX was what if the internet was in MS-DOS and on your telly?
It was quite revolutionary.
And you had to memorize all the important pages.
Yeah, all page numbers.
Yeah, all the way.
It was also the only way you got subtitles, and they were shit subtitles, but they worked. So they were on page 888.
No, yeah. So the thing. So yeah, instead of web address, it was just some numbers. Just a few numbers.
The numbers 100 to 200 were like news stories. I think 400 was
100
sports.
was your homepage, wasn't it? 100. 101 was news.
101 was like the top news of the day, and then like the rest of the hundreds were mostly news. Then I think it was sport was on like the 400s. I think like telly and entertainment was like 600.
The problem is I only ever use it for cinema times and the weather and nothing else. Which is all I use my phone for nowadays.
Current smartphone, then,
really. Legitimately, it is. And you know what? If I'd have listened to the fucking smartphone, we wouldn't have got stranded in a fucking storm next to a motorway at 2 a.m. What we Daniel?
I plead the fifth.
Let's call back to the last episode, everyone. Did you listen to the
Did we even talk about that in the last episode?
We did. You brought it up angrily because it was like 2 days later.
Oh, yeah, because you got us lost. Spider-Man was good. Matrix was fucking great. Oh, no, spoilers, but I fucking love that fourth Matrix film. I talked about it a lot with Mike Biffle in my other podcast. I like that Mike Biffle and me do a Doctor Who podcast, and then I come to this, and Mike Biffle's off with fucking Troy Baker and a whole bunch of fucking, actual human beings. Well, I'm stuck with you cunts. This is horrible.
Well, if you want to go on Molester Per, I'm sure you could, but no. Look at me. I'm an important person. I'm Daniel. I won't go on anything with other important people. Oh, fucking bark and no bite. That's what.
I was on the Co-optional podcast a shit ton of times. Is
that Molester Per?
It's not Rehelester Per, no, but it's gaming Rehelester Per.
Uh-huh.
I'll go it. Fuck it. Richard Herring, call me. I don't answer my phone. Richard Herring, send a WhatsApp message or something.
Richard Herring, tweet you. That will be go to me and then I'll forward it
Herring. At Richard Herring. Hello, Richard Herring. Dear Dickie.
Typing it out right now.
How's the...
At Richard Herring. Dear Dickie. Press send. There we go.
I would promise...
Please don't tweet Richard Herring. I want him to like me.
I will skywrite a giant Union flag above the UK every Sunday, and then we all go outside and sing God Save the Queen.
While clapping.
It's the biggest, dumbest, stupidest form of jingoistic patriotism anyone has ever come up with, and it will go down brilliant.
No, it won't, because I can beat that.
It will create new jobs in the field of skywriting. Britain will become the world leader in skywriting under this initiative.
No, John, I've got you beat. Yeah. Sunday night, just put Dam Busters on. BBC Two every Sunday night, Dam Busters.
Yeah, that would work better.
Yep, done. You see, John, I'm better at this than you.
That's not a giant Union flag in the sky that everyone's singing at.
It's literally that. That's literally the plot of Dam Busters. No. Also, there's a dog with a name that's a racial slur. It's the best for this country.
I figured out the best way to do this. John is PM, but you're deputy PM, and you run the country like fucking, Cheney.
Yeah? I'll be your dick, John.
Yeah, John sat there being like, I'm George W. Bush, and, you're just behind the scenes fucking like with the load of the puppet strings and, doing war crimes and shit. Standards.
You are correct that there, obviously the ultimate patriotic jingoist that you need to do would be unveil in a press conference that you've actually just finally finished construction of the entirely British researched, constructed, got out into space laser with the new British space program, and then just cut to, a footage being broadcast from the space laser as it carves the Union flag into France.
Have either of you seen?
Now that's the ultimate. At that point, you've won. You've won the election.
The British space program that they were
no, but sorry. I'd like a moment to respond in this debate, moderator.
Assuming in this debate, I have literally just put broadcast footage of me carving the Union flag into France. This is your rebuttal to that.
This is my rebuttal,
before we've even got the casualty counts in. Because I've probably just killed a lot of French people.
No. Yeah, you're doing that. You're doing war and shit. You're doing stuff. You know what I would do?
That's not a war. There's no war in space.
Okay. What the fuck do you think Star Wars was about, John?
That's a film, Daniel.
We've got the Space Force.
I think we could reasonably argue it's not a declaration of war because the satellite did it, Britain didn't.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to officially say there's only 3 Star Wars films, 4, 5, 6.
No, I disagree.
They're not even British films.
I disagree. No,
it doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't matter.
No.
But no, on the French topic, what I would do, you see, you're doing this whole thing, you've got to buy a space laser, you got to do that. I would just ban French words. If you see somebody say fucking cabaret or deja vu, you're allowed to kill them.
But half of the English
language... You can't do that, there's too many French words. So many words you think aren't French are French.
Yeah, half the English language is French. Fucking beef is French.
Yeah, you're about to say you've just banned the word beef, you stupid twat. I'm just sitting there with my beef steak being like, I will not ban beef. My opponent wishes to ban beef. I enjoy beef. British beef.
Yeah, but I would call it British meat.
I say cutting my own fingers off because I'm not looking at the steak while I'm cutting it. Oh, fuck this! It happened again!
Just got like 2 fingers left on his hands at this point.
I'm gonna start looking at my steak while I'm cutting it, fuck's sake!
The nurse comes on, he starts power stancing with his spread legs, just like, yeah, come on.
No, but what I enjoy about this is the image of that, John, you'd have to start cutting your finger and keep going.
Get me a photo of me standing next to the picture of the space laser's work.
No, genuinely, did either of you see the picture of the actual British space program from last year?
No.
It was legitimately a lorry next to a small mud hill.
Well, they've gone up because the last picture I saw was a trolley up a hill and there was a ramp at the bottom.
It's the most legit. It was perfect. The fucking episode of Top Gear where they fucking launched the Reliant Robin's more fucking professional.
Yeah. But that was our space program.
I'm just saying, if anyone says, like, hey, it's not on, that you just, carved the Union flag into France.
Oh, it's still on.
If I'm the only person in the world that's got a space laser that can carve Union flags, who the fuck is going to come to me and say that's not on?
America.
Because, well, fucking carve a Union flag in them then.
I'm going to say a wild guess.
And this time I won't bother trying to miss all the major cities.
Sorry,
maybe I'll just fucking put Chicago. Actually, don't put Chicago in the middle. That way I hate Canada.
John, you've went from
100% hate Canada.
You've went from I would be a good prime minister to get elected to I'm going to start a war with the 3 major world superpowers.
See, yeah,
what do you think happens when UK prime ministers start wars? They get massive boosts to their electability.
Yeah, then everyone's going to fucking die.
Yeah, only like 10 years later.
Just look at Tony Blair, the ever popular, ever electable.
That's 10 years later. That was 10 years
though.
later.
He does have a knighthood. Yeah, so there's Jimmy Savile.
You're right.
What's your point?
We need to come up with a reason why they started it. As long as it's a defensive war, you get a massive bump in it.
It doesn't matter. America, China, Russia are going to fucking stomp on you until you fucking nothing.
All I need to do is just leave a bomb in a park somewhere.
Right now, it's just doing terrorism.
No,
you've went from I'd be a good prime minister to I'm going
to
bomb.
Let me finish. But that morning, I leave a bomb in a park. It's an empty park. We make sure no one's in it. And I've got someone watching it, so they only trigger it when there's no one around. And in the box with the bomb, we put some croissants. So everyone knows it's the French that did it, which will justify my actions that evening. And when the elections start, when the debate starts, and the first question is, obviously France has just bombed us. What are you going to do in response? I'd be like,
John, I have a question.
I'm glad you asked Jeremy Paxman.
John, I have an
because if we just turn your attention to the screen, I've prepared a space laser.
I have an important question.
Would everybody please rise to sing God Save the Queen while I push the red button? God save our grace.
How would you justify a war with France because they bombed an empty park?
Because they're incompetent and they meant to kill people.
I'd like a scientific diagnosis done on the croissants.
Yeah,
Lilith,
me too.
Also, is Matilda hungry?
I think a well-made... Yeah, Lilith's just having a quiet in the background. I think a well-made French croissant, a beautiful, exquisite, actual French pastry, would be so light and flaky, it wouldn't survive even a mild water balloon, let alone a bomb.
Yeah, a valid point.
If that survived, that's some sort of fucking Asda smart priced individually wrapped croissant.
No, this is the thing. If it survived, it must be an American croissant.
Oh god, yeah.
I was about to say this isn't my first bombing, but it will be my first bombing. But I'm still going to do it right. I'm going to obviously, have actual French croissants brought over for
They wouldn't survive, John.
They wouldn't survive.
What? You've not survived.
There'll be little bits of it that they'll discover. That they'll figure out.
They wouldn't survive at all. It would just. If there was anything left, then it could not have possibly been a real croissant.
In case that happens, I will also. In case that happens, what I shall do is I shall leave extra croissants next to the detonator.
What, you leave like greasy fucking croissant fingers on the fucking lever?
You know what would happen, John?
I'll leave a croissant next to it.
John,
yes.
You do that, and all the SAS are going to do is raid a Greg's, mate. You've not set this up properly at all.
Obviously, there will be more setup than that. I'm simplifying. So
John, I don't think there will be. I'm starting to think you sound like the devil on George W. Bush's shoulder. That's the level of intelligence I'm seeing at this
point. It's Cheney. Now you're getting it.
Oh, shit, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It's Dick Cheney.
Here he is. Back again.
John's gone quiet.
Some more war crime. Legitimately, though, that plan, that would be a good way to go to war with America, because then it looks like it's French, but then you realise it's America, and you're like, oh, shit, they were trying to make us think it was France, and then you go with war with America.
You know
what would actually happen, of course, if this was the British space laser is, I get the screen up and say, if you're turning attention to the screen, I should now push the red button, which I then push and nothing happens. There's a faint whirring noise, then a slightly ominous creak, then something cracks, and then the screen cuts out, and be like, okay, so we're gonna need... What was supposed to happen was my space laser was supposed to carve the Union flag into France. Now, obviously... my new policy is we're going to fund the British space program better. We've just seen some excellent evidence it's not funded well enough.
I think we should have one more closing promise and then Matt votes for who's PM. That seems like a fair system.
This is fair.
Okay, yeah.
Would you like to go first or second, John?
I'm happy to go first.
Go first then, go for it.
I am going to make every leisure centre and similarly public-owned facility in the UK, like a leisure centre, free to everyone forever. Because it is in the public good that people can exercise as much as they want without having to pay, and we shouldn't exclude people based on their income from being able to exercise in good quality facilities. And if that means they're oversubscribed, we will build more leisure centres because it is in the public good for people to exercise regularly and for free.
John, you're just describing the lifestyles in Liverpool.
The what?
Lifestyles. The council of a gym.
What's a Liverpool, you fucking filthy little pleb in the front row?
You don't watch Doctor Who, John. It's all about Liverpool these days. Only about Liverpool, I mean.
John's fucking Elon Musk and he's invented a thing that already exists.
John's decided to invent a thing that already exists and massively crowd out all the leisure centres in the world.
More leisure centres, more gyms, more outdoor gyms, more exercise facilities for everybody.
Exactly what's in Liverpool. Okay, yep, you go, Daniel.
Yeah, we don't have that outside of fucking Liverpool.
Well, that's your problem, isn't it? Yeah, go on, Daniel.
What I would do, very simple. One, it's a two-part system. One, ban any shows that involve vague celebrities singing or dancing on Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
And 2...
You've just lost like 14 million voters, you stupid twat.
No, listen, because part 2 is where this happens. Right? Part 2 is the shit about this, right? Number 2, bring back Saturday night game shows. And they have to be quite cheaply made. They have to be quite crap. They can't have actual celebrities. They have to just be normal people. I just want Saturday night game shows to come back. Good shit, not just reboot. I want like new ideas. Things that feel like your Big Breaks and your Crystal Mazes and your Gladiators. In fact, bring back Gladiators. That'd be
Literally
absolutely
never
fine.
went away. Fucking Michael McIntyre does one right now.
No, he doesn't know, because it's all shiny and shit. I want something that looks like it was made... Look, Robot Wars, when it came back, it was better robots, but there wasn't anything that was made for £2.50 by a child. And I don't think it's Robot Wars unless a child gets their robot absolutely destroys and starts crying.
He's got a point, John.
And I want to bring that... I want to bring the Great British Game Show back. And also move Only Connect to BBC One. Thank you.
Daniel's elected as Prime Minister. There we go.
Yeah!
Fucking bullshit. This is why the Irish don't get to vote.
They
Wow.
do. They do get to...
We actually have...
They do, John.
Fun fact, we actually have complete freedom of movement in the UK and freedom to live and work here as long as we want.
I've just been elected PM.
I'm going to use the space laser to steal every potato your country has.
Wow.
Wow, you
This
just restarting it, are you? Actually,
What I really like is, just in case I ever do want to run for PM against you, I'm just going to save this podcast and replay it. And
I've established, right, if I ever decide to run for public office, I just won't be able to because I've said everything ever.
Everything.
Yeah, said everything
All the
ever.
words. Shit. You've said some naughty stuff.
You know what? I have. Because many times I've read things that I've banned people for.
Oh, wow.
To moderators in moderator interviews. And I'm almost pretty confident they're probably somewhere out there, those recordings.
I'm pretty sure that you tried to cover for Josh Whedon this past week as well. Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it?
Sure,
Josh
why not?
Whedon, he put that thing out and you were like, oh, I'm going to cover him. Yeah, you have done everything, haven't you? Yeah.
I haven't followed this.
You were the one that commissioned that Noel Clarke documentary about Noel Clarke that Channel 4's doing.
Sorry, what happened with Josh Whedon this week? Because I saw something I didn't know what.
Oh, he did a whole big piece about himself, about how he had a really horrible childhood that he's not going to explain, although wasn't taught how to swim, and that he is actually... Gal Gadot doesn't speak English, so she doesn't know what I was saying to her.
It was a really weird-ass interview where he clearly gave it thinking at the end he came off really well and had just rehabilitated himself, and kind of the opposite was true.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a really weird interview.
He comes across as a man who is unaware that he has done horrible... I think he's worse than he is now, if that's the things he thinks is fine.
Yeah.
It was one of those things, you're sitting there going, oh, wow, your PR person has gone grey.
You kind of like left that. You kind of read the interview. You came away thinking, if there's one character on Buffy he associates with, it was Warren, wasn't it? He actually quite liked Warren.
I've never seen Buffy,
I don't remember.
so I don't know who the fuck Warren is. I assume it's some sort of like place where rabbits live. Just a big hole in the ground, which is
Warren
arguably
was like
what would have
not
been
the
a better
big
thing to
demon. He was just like the very banal, unpleasant evil.
So a cunt.
The boring evil. Oh, that's the worst kind of it. Oh, it's the worst. No, but you should read it. It's amazing because he genuinely thinks he's in the right, and he basically just blames everybody else, takes no responsibility for himself, and then ends up going, "I think I'm one of the nicer showrunners on TV."
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's an amazing piece of somebody who is clearly does not take enough time to think about who they are.
Oh, do you want to hear something really funny about a really horrible person?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, yes.
Right,
that
so,
sounds like a fun way to close this off.
So going back to old school PodCats before Trump was ever president. So,
Who?
So I don't like acknowledging his existence. However, he did a campaign.
Don't bring up old podcasts.
No,
we all said unfortunately these are the old podcasts. Like me and Dan agreed the switch was going to be a disaster.
That's true. So, right, the other day Donald Trump did a rally, right, and his most ardent supporters. And I'm going to quote. I'm going to quote this accurately because it's a real thing. His most ardent supporters that were there did not believe it was actually Donald Trump. They believe that it was JFK in a skin suit.
Cool. Well, I mean, I've never seen Donald Trump drive a rally, so like the corners are tricky in those. So I wouldn't know if he could do it or not. If I saw somebody driving dressed as Donald Trump in like in a high speed car, I'd probably go, that's probably not Donald Trump. It's probably JFK.
Was there a reason given for this slightly strange belief?
They're all fucking insane. They're all fucking insane.
Yeah, that's the main reason, but he wasn't talking with his hands as much as he normally does. So he must be JFK in a sin suit.
But why JFK in particular?
I don't know, because they're fucking insane. That's it.
Because JFK's skin's going for sale.
There was supposed to be some form of, like, the QAnon conspiracy thing was supposed to be something about JFK was coming back, I believe.
What? Matilda's got something to say about JFK. What was that? Well, it'd been Grassy Knoll. Sorry, hello. Matilda killed JFK. Is that true?
Matilda?
Yeah. No,
that sounded like a yes to me.
It was a no. It was a head shake with it as well. Lilith, did you kill JFK? Oh, you've jumped up. Lilith is saying, no, I was literally born last year. Okay, that's fair enough. That's a good alibi, not being born.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently JFK being dead a very long time isn't
That's also a very good alibi.
Pretty good alibi.
I mean, to be fair, isn't the plot of the Umbrella Academy that someone who wasn't born when JFK died actually killed JFK using time travel?
But anyway, going back to Dune, just to wrap this podcast up.
You're going full circle here. I
thought I'd go back to the point. Yeah,
this is structurally coherent.
Unlike Dune. So a bunch of crypto dudes got together and bought a copy of a book.
Can we also, Matt, you just want to point out like how impressed you are at how I used the word structurally incoherent, given apparently those are quite long words.
Yeah, you can't use the word incoherent. It's French.
John, you didn't sound proud about it. That was what made Trebuchet so fun. Is that you sounded proud about saying Trebuchet.
I'm proud about Trebuchet's joke. I just think they're brilliant.
Yes, Daniel.
So good.
Hello.
Back.
So a bunch of crypto bros got together. And they bought one of the book Bible things for the film.
I thought you said Beyblade. It was like they put those Beyblades of dude.
They were, yeah, no.
I just said Bible. I was like, wow, that's ambitious.
But like,
we're gonna put God on the blockchain.
It's Jesus Christ. It's a book, but it's a book that is. I want to point out it's available online. This book, somebody has scanned it, because there's only a few copies in the world. A few years ago, a copy of it sold for about $40,000. Mm-hmm. So that's the value that they were looking at. So a lot of them got together and bought this book for $2.6 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was worth $40,000 and they bought it for $2.6 million. And then they did a tweet saying...
How do you overpay for something that much? How is that possible?
Well, let's get into the next bit. They then did a tweet saying that they were going to share the book online, which they're not technically allowed to do, although it is already online. But they want to start making a TV show or a film or an animation about this. They want to take this as the example. They think they've bought the Dune IP. They think they've bought the Dune IP because they bought one book on the internet.
Nah, but obviously we're fucking NerdCubed and Miniature Nerd or NFT nows.
We're not. That guy got wiped out, as I speculated in the show video, which is...
Oh, fuck, was I an NFT?
Yeah, you were an NFT,
yeah.
Fuck! I kind of made every big YouTube channel an NFT.
Oh, yeah. God, I'm on the blockchain. I don't like it.
I also want to point out, he also made loads of Disney characters into NFTs, so I'm assuming he's dead now. It's just his cold, lifeless body sitting in a chair and someone's just walking away in the darkness, carrying a knife, going... You know, he's absolutely...
That was a good Mickey Mouse.
Thank you. Yep.
That was very good.
If you want to get annoyed about the blockchain, you got to get annoyed at Daniel, because Daniel, earlier this week, owned NFTs, didn't you, Daniel?
I did. I did. By accident.
I just went to a bakery. I was trying to buy a croissant, but it turned out they were selling NFT croissants.
Just pictures of myself.
Just hand me a receipt and kick me out. I don't actually get the croissant at all.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I get to stand outside and watch someone else eat it.
I can't wait for the pyramid scheme that is NFTs to collapse, so I don't have to think about them anymore.
So funny.
Did you read that New Year's letter from the Square Enix president?
Yes, that was hilarious.
That was not hilarious, John. It made me
Games for fun need to be abolished, damn it.
He specifies, he's like, we know the majority of players currently, and then in quotes, play for fun.
We need to get rid of that.
We need to get rid of that. Gotta get rid of that.
Less playing for fun, more playing to
for fun,
earn.
Cunts. We want to play to earn. Like there's Axie Legends, which is a game, I'm going to say it now, is definitely a pyramid scheme. It's definitely a pyramid scheme. It's definitely a pyramid scheme. It just is the definition of one, because there's you have to pay like $600 to play this game with a chance of making money. So as soon as it goes mainstream, loads of people start pouring money into it, then it's just going to dry up, and then loads of people are going to lose money, which is exactly how multi-level shit works.
Yeah, it's a scam. Yeah, obviously.
It's just all these
it's
scammers.
Because people used to try to hide things with pyramid schemes. Now instead they're saying they're basically saying, yeah, but you can get into the pyramid scheme early enough.
It's the Michael Scott fucking
this
thing.
This is
no,
a pyramid scheme, but you might be able to get in early enough, so it's good.
Yeah, that's literally their argument. They fucking acknowledge it. They go, yeah, it'll collapse when, there's no more new people coming in.
I've had multiple people say to me, like, oh, well, it's not a scam because I've actually made money through it. It's like, yes, one person making money does not mean it's not a scam. One person making money is, in fact, pretty much a very good indicator it is a scam.
Yeah.
Lots of scams have one person making a lot of money.
For it to be, the whole reason it's a scam is because for one person to make that money, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people have to lose a lot of money.
Yeah. I do
always
love
look
these
at
arguments.
who's keen to adopt a new thing, because if you've just invented a thing, and Ubisoft says, oh, that looks like a good idea, and Peter Molyneux says, I agree, that does look like a good idea, like, a red alarm should be going off immediately. It's like, wait, EA, Ubisoft, and Peter Molyneux are all in on this?
Did either of you see that fucking NFT? Did you see this in that metaverse tweet from yesterday?
The really terrible rage.
Yeah, there's the fucking NFT. Oh, they're launching a new NFT. And there's just like a load of sad people in Second Life stood around. They didn't even have dancing animations. Fortnite has dancing animations.
It looked so sad.
I love that Zuckerberg has basically took PlayStation Home, made it less appealing looking, and gone, I've invented the metaverse. Well done.
It's Musk. He's made trains. It's the whole they've all Musk's made trains. Fucking Zuckerberg's invented Second Life.
We just need to attach a whole bunch of VR headsets together in a line and put them on rails.
It's a whole bunch of people that have one massive success, or maybe one success, or they've earned money earlier through a thing, and then they go, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
And no one can explain that they got
I was tweeting about
lucky.
exactly this the other day.
Yeah.
Like, some people who, happened to get in on something that went huge early go, wow, I got really lucky. That one wild gamble paid off.
I'm a fucking YouTuber.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cash out
in
the early
goodbye. I'm going to cash out and be on my way. But some people, the vocal minority of still in, have decided because they picked one thing that went huge once, they must be geniuses at picking dumb stuff that's going to be huge.
Yes.
Like, here's the thing, right?
Exactly
what I did back in, I want to say, 2011, 2012? I bought £10 worth of Bitcoin.
Wow.
Oh no, where is it now?
Not a fucking clue. And you know what, right? While the fact is, if I still had it, I would be a millionaire. But that does not make me a genius. The fact I bought Bitcoin went, I can't even do anything with this. There's one pizza chain in the US being like, we're going to take Bitcoin for pizzas, but and they decided not to. It's like one franchise of one pizza chain in the US like, we're going to take Bitcoin. I got it, went, what the fuck do I do with this? I went, nothing.
I mean, I entered a local tournament for, I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Or some fucking Soul Calibur or something, where the prize was hundreds of Bitcoins, but that was the prize for third place, and it was £50 and £100 for first and second. And I came second or something, and I got 50 quid. If I'd come third, I would have got 800 Bitcoins for 1,000 Bitcoins.
Yeah, but you would have definitely forgot where that was, and you wouldn't have it anymore.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like mine.
There's no sort of...
Mine were on a hard drive somewhere, and I must have just deleted them because I thought they were worthless at some point.
It's like getting mad you guess the lottery numbers wrong. You can't. It's just such a bizarre, ridiculous chance. You're well... That's a hilarious story. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, we got in early on YouTube. I mean, not John. He's what did you start 2 years ago? 3?
8, thank you.
8? Oh, what am I coming up to? 12? 12 years?
11.
I distinctly remember, when I was starting YouTube, if you went to little forums for young, little YouTubers who were just starting up, 100% there would be a huge consensus over YouTube saturated. People who start now are never going to make it. Not going to happen. It's not going to. And that was 8 years ago.
People keep saying that, and I disagree strongly.
People keep saying it every time.
That era, though,
saturated.
I ran the
no
front
one's going to
page.
make it anymore.
Oh yeah, you did.
I ran the front page. I had a video on that front page every fucking day because I worked out what the algorithm was.
And you made £60 trillion.
Good. On our best day, the company brought in, on our best month, we brought in $60,000 in a month.
Yeah, and we've been living off it ever since.
Yeah, we literally have. We literally ran out with Rebecca's prints. For those of you on Patreon, Rebecca sells our prints on the on Patreon have literally saved the company. I'm not going to say it.
No, I just need to point out something that's really funny to me. If you look at our YouTube graph or earnings graph, it has such a ludicrous high, but also such a ludicrous low that it can't properly fit on any web page. because there's one point where it's earning 50 grand, but then I think now what it's earning, there we go. Our revenue from the past month was £600.
Wow, we've literally 100 times less value for the same amount of stuff. Well, less.
You're going to have to sell the private jet soon, Dan. I'm sorry. You're
oh,
just
no.
Have to accept it.
I'm going to have to sell the car I can't afford and don't own.
Look, would it be enough if you only had enough gold-plated, jacuzzis for you and Rebecca each, just one each? Would that be enough? I think get rid of the others.
I mean, we did start this by going, I bought Matt a PS5, but I had that money saved up. It was going to be Matt's Christmas present, but I struggled to get hold of one. Because I have the innate gift of I buy PlayStations for people. Because I actually can do it.
I'm feeling even more hurt you've not got me one of this.
I know, but people give me money for it and stuff. But I know, I bought, I think, 8 now. Just because I know how to buy them.
Sorry, how far down this fucking list am I?
No, if you want me to get you a PS5, hand me 500 quid and I'll get it done for you, mate.
That's not handing someone a PS5.
No, I didn't hand Matt a fucking PS5.
That's just being a fucking scalper.
I did buy Matt's one.
You're not doing anyone a favour by being a scalper.
Yeah, but I'm your favourite, Daniel.
Out of all the PlayStations I've bought, I think 6 of them I didn't actually pay for with my money. They were just people were like, please
honestly,
get me a PS5.
Matt, I'd be offended that apparently you were number 8 on the list to receive a PS5.
To be fair.
If I was coming up with a list of people who I was going to give a PS5 to, you would be higher than number 8,
The amount of times Daniel's messaged me over the past year being like, at this time, at this date, on this random website in fucking 7 billion times, if you go to this exact fucking subdomain, right, and you click, and you move your mouse back and forth 3 times, you'll get a PS5. But you have to do it at 3.
And it works. It does, literally.
You have to do it at 3:31 a.m. and at precisely 20 seconds after it. And several times.
This does sound like Dan is like a Sony witch.
Would you like to know a fun fact about Matt's PlayStation 5? I was nude when I bought it.
Oh.
I got the alert. I woke up early in the morning, sort of 3 in the morning, and I was about to go to the bathroom. My phone was flashing. I was like, "There's one."
See, this is the thing. The amount of times you messaged me about them, and my reaction was very much constantly, "Oh my god, I don't want to get up at 3 a.m. and faff around."
Yeah. But I want someone to play Battlefield 2042 with before the whole fucking thing collapses.
£70! It's £70!
It's so good. I bought the season pass and everything for it. I'm in. I'm gonna fucking play that game.
I can get it on the fucking PC for fucking nothing, mate. It's £70 on the PlayStation.
Yeah, but on the PC, you have to play with PC people. Because I had crossplay on for the first 5 minutes, and I was like, if I turn crossplay off and I'm just with PlayStation people, do all those horrible messages go away? Oh, they do. Oh, good.
But here's the problem, Daniel. On the PS5, you know what I can't do? Aim.
Uh-huh.
I can't aim.
Well, I couldn't either, and I'm getting good at it.
All right.
Just practice. It's actually.
If you're in a world where nobody can aim, often there's a bit of auto aim or slightly generous hitboxes to compensate.
Oh, there is if you turn off crossplay, you get a little bit of auto aim. Yeah. It's not a huge amount. You get a little.
It's the most common thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've really learned how to play that game on controller now.
Oh my god! Wow. So I just opened it on Steam just to see how much it was, and I just saw that all reviews mostly negative. Because Battlefield cons are it's not. It's a fun, silly game.
It's so fun.
I played a few rounds just against AI because I was just trying to get my control scheme set up and everything, so I was just doing it against AI.
Yeah.
And it's just batshit.
The AI is only 64 players.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm only playing with 64 players, and I'm just, and the whole thing is what are you doing? It's I don't know, just throw shit, and I'm all right.
We should play that tonight. Lilith, you all right? I think Rebecca's gone out to do a little bit of shopping, and Lilith is shitting herself.
Bless her. I will say, actually, games-wise, in stark contrast to Battlefield 2042 being £70 on the PlayStation, just some exciting Game Pass releases today. We should acknowledge the Game Pass releases.
Oh shit! Game news.
Game Pass releases. The
What? I just woke up. We're doing game news.
The entire.
Can I just say something?
Mm-hmm.
Game Pass just does not work on my computer, and I had to get rid of it.
I thought if you got it fixed.
No, I just stopped getting Game Pass.
Oh, you said you stopped getting Game Pass, and then you said a day later, they fixed it, and
apparently they had fixed it, but I was like,
okay,
because no, they haven't fixed it. They're moving it to actually be proper files and stuff.
Okay,
so
Dan, shut up. Was that Hitman news I was hearing coming out there, Matt?
Today on Game Pass, The entire Hitman trilogy, including the Hitman VR.
Holy shit! Hitman news! It's back!
It's on Game Pass. Also...
Whoa, stop. Is Hitman VR out on Steam?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently it's shit.
They
were rushing a hotfix out today. Apparently it's
I'll leave it a bit then.
The other things that came out on Game Pass today, Outer Wilds.
Good game.
The Mass Effect Legendary Edition. And most importantly of all...
Hundreds of hours.
Nobody saves the world.
Most importantly of all, Paparazzi.
Nobody saves the world. Is that on Game Pass?
Yeah, Paparazzi just came out. That's the most important release of the day. Is Paparazzi?
No, but is nobody saves the world on Game Pass?
What the fuck is that?
It's the best game to come out this year so far. It's fucking incredible. Nobody's talking about it.
I got saying code. I wasn't impressed.
What? You weren't impressed? I'm playing the shit out of that game.
It is on Game Pass.
It is on Game Pass. If you got Game Pass, or if you just want to actually spend money, buy Nobody Saves the World. It's the next game from Drinkbox, then what made Guacamelee.
I will say,
and that cool blob game.
At this point, several of our previous games of the year are on Game Pass.
Yes, good. It's a good deal, but it just doesn't fucking work on my computer.
My game of the year last year was Guitari Good Times. That's on Game Pass. Your game of the year was Ratchet and Clank. That was PlayStation 5.
Psychonauts 2.
That's obviously a Game Pass game. Outer Wilds the year before on Game Pass now. John,
Psychonauts 2 has got the big green tick on Steam now saying it'll work as if it was native on the Steam Deck. Shit, I might have a Steam Deck by the time the next one of these comes out.
You might have a Steam Deck by the time this one goes public.
Nobody fucking... No, I won't. No, fucking love to, but no. Nobody Saves the World is an ARPG like Diablo, but not shit, where the classes are legitimately the best thing. And you switch between them on the fly, and it's silly. It's made by people who make Guacamelee, so it's very funny, it's very silly. And the classes are stuff like an egg. You've got like a knight, but you've also got like a zombie or a horse. You can play as a horse. But also, when you level up these characters by doing special silly little quests for them, you then get new abilities. But those abilities, which are like themed around that character, can be used on any other class. So you can have an egg that fires a bow and arrow. You can have a fucking... There's a stage magician. One of the classes is stage magician, and this is set in a world where magic is real. Why is there a stage magician in a world where magic is real?
Yeah, that came out today on Game Pass. Yeah,
it's so good. Yeah, it came out 2 or 3 days ago. When you listen to this, about 4 or 5 days ago. On the old everything else. I totally recommend it. Me and Rebecca are having a blast playing that co-op.
The day we recorded this Game Pass, Paparazzi came out, Nobody Saved the World came out, the entire Hitman trilogy, apparently a Danganronpa game, Spelunky 2, Mass Effect Legendary Edition, Outer Wilds, and yeah, it's a good set of games that came out today.
That's a damn fun. I've always said Game Pass is damn good value, but my thing is, if Activision buys up all the games, if Microsoft buy up all the games, then they're going to just keep putting the price up. Because you'll have to be getting... And it'll be all this value, but then it'll be sort of get thinner in the way.
Thing is,
I don't know, if Sony start one...
Thing is that you say this, but like, it kind of shows, like Disney have shown with Disney Plus, that if they scale it enough, that they can keep it reasonably... I mean, Prime shows that. Prime hasn't really went up in price, but...
If with Disney Plus you don't give a fuck about Marvel or Star Wars, there's very little content on there for you. That's the thing. It's not value for money.
It's got all the Fox
shows.
Then
it's more for if you've got kids.
It's got every.
But like for new stuff to watch.
Yeah, no, this is true. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's true.
All the money is going. I'm not complaining. Fucking Moonlight looks rad. I loved Hawkeye. Encanto. That is the fucking best Disney film I've seen in years.
I watched it again and I liked it more when I watched it properly.
Lilith, come here. I think it is like legitimately my favorite Disney film.
I don't think that highly of it, but I do think it's a good film.
I do think that highly of it. Also, I don't like that that's Rosa Diaz. I've heard Rosa Diaz's real voice. I don't like it. Why? Weird. It's terrifying.
But you know the weirdest
I'm so used to it being Rosa Diaz.
We Don't Talk About Bruno is now the highest selling Disney song ever. It's beaten Let It Go.
That's not even the best song in the film.
No, but it's the most popular one. We Don't Talk About Bruno.
Shit,
because it's been translated in basically every language as well, so you can just hear that in any language.
That's a really good film. I really recommend it.
Lin-Manuel Miranda is a very good songwriter, as evidenced by that and Moana and Hamilton and In the Heights. In the Heights has Rosa Diaz in as well. Yeah, the Moana songs are his.
Oh god, I really like Moana as well.
Yeah, see, In the Heights, which came out as the live action star, one of the stars of that is Rosa Diaz, and she is singing in person, which is also
She's
weird.
So good.
Yeah.
She's so fucking talented. Holy shit.
It's weird.
She's fucking wasted on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm not gonna... I know there's fans of it, but like, oh no, you need somebody like that to get out.
You know when we saw like Olivia Colman go from like small British comedies to like, I'm winning an Oscar? That kind of feels like we're watching her do that for the American version.
Yeah, but Olivia Colman's character works so well in small British things. Like her being the stepmom in Fleabag is one of the strongest, most visceral roles I've ever seen anyone do. And it's only like works in the scale of Fleabag. And I think she brings so much. Like Peep Show, I will always argue that Sophie is the reason that Peep Show was a success.
Yeah.
Because that longing and that everything about it, and her being just literally looking you in the eye and being really like terrifyingly awkward and stuff, is so horrifically cringy that she makes that show. She's not really silly about anything like the other two. She's just really like so just being dragged along with it. God, she's such a fucking
can I just make a brief point about good old Stephanie Beatriz? Beatriz? I don't know how to say it. Beatriz.
Argentinian surname.
I opened her at IMDb, and the most recent thing that they're filming is called Trans Los Angeles, which is an anthology of 4 standalone short films, and their unifying theme is that they all feature a trans character in the lead. And
nice.
She's the biggest star signed to it to give it a lot of like oomph behind it.
That's nice.
Rad.
Yeah.
Good for them. Fucking actually putting the money where the mouth is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
She's been a lot of shit as well.
I think John's died.
The problem is I've not seen Encanto, and I
You've
don't
not seen
watch
Encanto?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I've heard the songs.
You've not
I looked up the songs. They were
to watch it.
No,
I'm not a huge Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't really like American... Honestly, American comedy, like sitcoms and stuff, there's Better Off Ted at the top, and then there's like a big fucking space, and then there used to be Louis, but we can't talk about that anymore. There's another big fucking space, and then there's like everything else. MASH is up there, but I don't ever think of MASH as a comedy, really. I always think of it more drama-based, even though it is quite funny. But like, for more modern things, Better Off Ted, that's where I go for my American comedy, but I'm not a fan of most of their sitcom-type things.
They become a bit much very quickly, I think.
Yeah, there's just sort of like no real anything to... Lilith, what are you whinging for?
You need to go and hug this dog.
I'm hugging this dog. We had something new in the house today, and she's freaked out because of it.
Yeah, Lilith is Lilith just likes to cry at anything for no reason.
She does. She is scared of the floor in one of the rooms.
She genuinely
not all of
is.
the floor. This is a
She's
real
not lying.
thing. She is scared of a
Well, then put a giant carpet on that floor, you monster.
No, we do. We put the carpet on it. And she just doesn't want to go there anyway.
Yeah, it's not the floor, it's the one part of the room.
It's one part of the room she just does not want to go in. I'm now cuddling the dog, so I'm slightly further away, so she doesn't smash the keyboard and kick me out of the conversation.
Yeah, if Rebecca leaves the room briefly, Lilith's like, oh my god, Rebecca's dead.
Yeah.
Rebecca's dead. Oh my god, everything's terrible.
Yeah.
It's very funny, but also...
Right. She's getting a big cuddle now. She's literally sitting on my lap.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
you hugged that damn dog.
She's got a big hug to the... Oh, I'm giving a big hug, aren't I? Oh, yeah, you're terrified right now, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are. Your heart is going so quickly. Oh, bless this little thing. It's not like Matilda's just like, will fucking eat anything. If anything was like, boom, Matilda's reaction is like, I'm gonna kill that. But Lilith is like, that's terrifying, while watching fucking... I don't know, Lilith's scared of the weirdest things. Its dogs are so varied and strange and weird.
It's really charming. It's been enjoyable.
I think all animals, like every animal that I've ever had, including like guinea pigs and shit, they're all so like defined in who they are.
I don't know if Eli is, but snakes sort of are very nothing.
No, I think I think Eli's got a little bit. He's a snake and he's sort of like this thing, but he knows who we are and he watches TV and stuff. If the TV's on, he always comes out to watch it. And there's always just little bits and pieces of like character you get out of it. This is why I stopped eating meat now fucking 2 years ago. That's fucking mad for me. I used to love meat. I still miss it. I'm one of those people. Like, some shows like, no, it's disgusting. I'm like, I want to eat a kebab.
You know what?
Oh, I fucking want a kebab.
What if you just found like a shit animal that's a dick? Can you just like find an animal that's just really
Eat
just
wasps and only wasps?
Just a packet of
Foxes
Walker's
are
wasps.
fucking dick.
Foxes are lovely.
Foxes are absolute fucking dicks.
No, I love foxes.
Foxes are amazing. Shut the fuck up, John.
Have you ever
meat eater?
Have you ever
Yeah,
lived?
listen to this Tory on his horse, ripping foxes apart with his dogs. Yeah.
No. I'm very opposed to fox hunting, but I'm from the middle of fucking nowhere, and I've grew up around farmers and farms, and foxes are fucking nasty pieces of work.
Oh, they're just getting food. They don't know any better. They're just trying to get food.
No, they're not just the whole point is they don't just get food. They go in, they get the food, and then they do a whole bunch of extra murder on top because they're dicks.
I must admit, I'd probably have a pet fox if it wasn't for the fact that their piss is the nastiest thing in the universe.
It sure is.
It's the worst. Oh dear God, it's horrific. It's like laser acid that smells like an entire fucking tip at once. It's the worst. But apart from that, it's good, isn't it? You're feeling a bit better now, yeah? Calm down.
You know what I enjoy, Jay? I have this distinct memory. And I find it very funny to as a kind of look back on thing, because I saw it when I was doing the big highlights video, the 20, and there's that one video, that really old vlog where you're like, oh, someone being a vegetarian, now look at you, Dad.
I know. It's called growth.
I know, right?
It's called acceptability to change.
Yeah, John.
It's called when being presented with more information, listening to it, and potentially changing your mind about stuff. It's called being an adult, John.
I've also had growth. Look, I've also eaten meat and had growth. It just in a slightly different sense that now I'm scared of the scales.
Yeah, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. Good job, John. Proud of you.
That was a good joke. John, that was always a joke. If I did have a dog with me right now, I would have smashed the shit out of my drum kit for that one. Oh, big yawn.
Thank you.
Big yawn. That was big.
Oh my God, I'm going to buy you a little drum kit.
There must be an animal that's just such a dick that it's okay to just be fine with eating
Wasps.
them.
I think, you know what? I'd probably eat butterflies.
What?
Fuck butterflies, man.
Not much meat on them, though, is there?
You ever been in one of those like butterfly enclosures? It's like fucking hell. It's like just like random things going, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. It's fucking, they're the worst creature.
What about locusts? There's always way too many fucking locusts and it's a problem.
What the fuck are you in the fucking Bible? What do you mean there's too many locusts?
Oh, John, don't forget,
it's
a Friday, you've got to paint the lamb's blood on your door. Just so, you won't have your firstborn killed.
What the?
Yes, there's too many locusts.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Sorry, do you think that locusts don't exist as a swarm that's a problem anymore just because they don't happen in your country?
No, we're just taking the piss that you're so old that you actually live in the plagues of Egypt.
I literally, just out of interest, searched locusts on Google, went to the news tab, and 16 hours ago, there is currently a plague of locusts in Australia.
Is it raining frogs there at all?
No, it's grasshoppers and locusts.
The locusts and the plagues coming back.
There are genuine locust swarms where there's far too many fucking locusts all the time.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, they probably added that one on to the plague list.
Just massive swarms of mice in Australia. So maybe you could eat locusts and mice.
No. What? Why would you want to eat mice? They're cute.
Because there's too fucking many of them.
Mice are lovely.
About a year ago now. Remember Bob? I caught a mouse called Bob and I let him go. It was really nice. Although, I must admit, in my freezer currently are 24 mouse corpses whole with the fluff on still that weigh about 26 grams each.
Thanks, Eli.
Now you see, now Dan's the Tory right there. He's coming up here in public saying, I'm very much in favour of mice, but then you look in his freezer, 24 dead mouse corpses. Tory. Fucking Tory behaviour right there.
I said I was on a mouse lockdown. I didn't know they were in there.
No one warned me.
I didn't know that mice were animals. Well, I mean, that's the thing, is if you look after animals, you've got to accept the fact that, these ones eat meat. When people are like, my dog's vegan, and they just pan over to a dog that's clearly on death's door, just like coughing up fucking dust and shit, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no, you poor little thing.
Yeah. Especially with cats, because they're carnivores. Like, dogs are at least omnivores. Cats are...
Yeah, but I don't have to eat meat.
No.
I don't need... Do I need to eat meat, Lilith? No, that's another big yawn. You're really getting bored of this podcast, aren't you? Oh, she's fallen asleep on me now, so that's good. That's a good thing. I think we should wrap this up soon. We've been going for 2 hours, and I want to go and eat food.
Yeah.
There are so many locust plagues in the world right now. Oh my god,
he's back again about the fucking locusts.
2 weeks ago, they fucked over South Africa. They're in West Queensland
is this another
right
flying
now.
Thing that John Scared's going to attack his house?
They caused $1.3 billion worth of damage just in the last year.
Well, you couldn't buy fucking a fraction of Activision Blizzard for that. Why do you give a shit?
Bobby Kotick done that much damage in a day.
Just go to South Africa and eat some locusts. Not only will you get some meat, you'll be doing them a favour.
Yeah, but what about the travel? Well, I've got an idea. We use these trains with wheels in that we run in, right? And then...
Look, you just need to get you and 15 other clowns in one car and we're golden.
Oh no, what we do, right, is we fill the train full of locusts. And then at the back, put something that preys on locusts, so all the locusts fly to the front and push against the front, and then the train goes.
Science.
Genius.
Science right there.
And on that bombshell, I think it's time to wrap this up for everybody's sanity. We've been 3 clowns. Goodbye.
That's not enough clowns for a car. We need more clowns.
It's a unicycle.
We can fill the gap with locusts. 3 clowns and several million locusts in a
Imagine
car.
a circus, you open the door like 3 clowns and then just a plane comes out. I'm into that, actually. Fuck it. Just loads of blood
and then
comes
just
out.
announce, the doors are locked. Hand over all your valuables so that you can go. Wow, this circus took a turn.
Yeah. And here comes the abused elephant. Yay! And he starts eating locusts and shit. Don't go to circuses, kids, unless they are RSPCA assured. Can we end this, please?
Good night, everybody.
Bye!